Plain, Wichita. Broadcasting live from the KGSO studios in West Wichita. This is The Game Plan on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to me, I guess, to The Game Plan. Right here on Wichita's
Speak for yourself.
Sports Talk, KGSO. Already starting off on a good note, aren't I?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
You can catch us 1410 AM, 93.9 FM, live streaming at KGSO.com. Or in the app, on the App Store, SC Wichita. Get that downloaded if you haven't done that. Stream it up on multiple networks with Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Doug Downs, Chuck Fairweather, hanging with you for the next 3 hours. As we always do, we welcome in your phone calls on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment hotlines at 522-1410. Phone line's already ringing, Chuck, but how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good.
I bet I know who that is.
I'm sure we know who it is. I want to get to a couple of things, though, before we get to Corey on the phone.
Okay.
I mean, I take a few days off the show, and you and Andy just let the whole sports world go to hell. I'm not sure what happened.
What do you mean?
Well, you got fights at TBT. You got Tony Romo getting pulled over.
Yeah.
You got a tragedy coming out of kind of Kansas City with what's going on with Eric Bieniemy's wife and son.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you guys have just let it all go to.
Yeah, exactly, because that was all us.
I'm sure it was. Yeah. Good morning, Corey. How you doing?
Hi, bud. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
And everything. I've been praying for his wife,
Yeah.
the coach from Kansas City and everything. I hadn't heard no news, but she went in surgery and she's recovering right now, Doug. And it's real serious when you have your own son to shoot you.
Yeah, that's very serious. I'm not exactly sure what's behind the whole story. I don't think they've really released any information on it, other than the fact that a judge has sentenced him to take a kind of, evaluation of his mental state, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I would think so.
Hey, Doug, I know you haven't watched TV or anything. Who do you think's the biggest trade, y'all?
Well, I mean, the Scooble thing is going to be the biggest trade.
Oh, don't get me started.
Going to the Dodgers. But as I told Chuck before the show started.
Don't get me started.
Look, and I listened to Andy and Chuck about every day while I was away from the show for a few days.
Yeah.
And I they threw me under the bus because I've said all along that the midseason trades.
We didn't throw you under the bus.
Yes, you did.
No, we didn't.
The midseason trades are stupid.
We just
And
told
who
everybody
cares?
how
And
you were
nobody
silly
cares.
about that.
And I didn't pay attention to a single one of them.
And
Not even the Scooble deal. I don't care.
Well,
Scooble they've been talking about Scooble, and I told them when you were gone, I said 2 teams are talking about getting him was Atlanta and LA, because LA can spend.
we
some
know,
money.
Corey, you were right.
It's just I think, to my point of view, Scooble comes on that team, and I've already seen him pitch, Doug. Oh, my world. And you got 4 people in the lineup that can pitch, extra innings and stuff. And Scooble can go all 90 innings sometimes.
Well, look, we know that the Dodgers are going to do nothing but buy players, and this is kind of my whole point behind why the midseason trades are so stupid. There's absolutely no salary cap. There's nothing that goes on in Major League Baseball, so the rich teams can just go out and buy whoever they want.
Okay, but that's not a mid-season trade problem, because other leagues don't have that same problem. That's a baseball problem, as is what the Dodgers are doing is a baseball problem.
What sport gets affected the most by midseason trades?
That's what I'm saying. Baseball. It's not
exactly.
It's not a trade problem. The fact that teams can trade players
in
the middle of the season to help themselves out. That's a common theme among all sports.
Yeah, but very, very rarely do you hear about these big, huge things, even in the NFL. I mean, you had it last year with Michael Parsons. Okay, I'll give you that. But very rarely do you hear about these big, huge midseason trades that come out of the other sports. It's only in baseball you hear about it because you can go buy players, which makes it stupid.
That's it's. I don't.
Hey,
see, and I don't agree with that. It's.
I hear
You're.
you.
There's even if let's say baseball had a hard cap like the NFL does.
That's football.
It's
This wouldn't have got done.
Yeah, it would have.
I don't think so.
Yes, it would have, because this is less about Scooble. It may not have been by the Dodgers specifically. It may have been another team that, depending upon whose cap space had what, Scooble would have went somewhere, because
Okay.
the Dodgers are not going to. The Dodgers are, or the Tigers were not going to just let him play out the rest of this year. They're not competitive. And then all of a sudden he walks in free agency and get nothing for him. Baseball is extremely unique in the fact that you've got four different levels of minor league baseball. You've got, prospects that it takes multiple years to groom guys to get to the major league level. And those are the types of players that are being exchanged for Tariq Skubal. They didn't get a major league player in return. They got two of the top 100 prospects in baseball and a third player along with that trade. It's prospect and future potential
Chuck, you're
that's
missing my
being
point on
traded
this.
traded at the trade deadline in baseball. In basketball and in football, it's not futures being traded around a lot of times.
You're missing my point on this.
Yep.
My point is that a guy like Skubal goes to the Dodgers. Okay, that makes this trade bigger than life because of what the Dodgers already have on that roster and how they can afford to go out and buy players. Yes, Skubal might have got traded to a different team, but the impact in the story is not near as big as it is with him going to the Dodgers.
But that still doesn't make trading silly.
It does.
Or dumb.
It makes it
it
dumb.
doesn't. I disagree
Hey.
with that part of the conversation.
Hey, Doug,
Adamantly.
Yes.
the Rams are going to be tough. Old boy's coming out of retirement. And that big old boy used to play with him. He's coming out of retirement because my guy from Cleveland went to Michigan. He went in over there. And everything. Me and my friends were just talking about that early this morning. They're going to be tough, y'all.
Yeah.
I think Rams going to really be tough.
We'll see what kind of impact Aaron Donald makes on that. I mean, I think he's probably going to be. You're going to see him a lot like you see. Why is his name escaping me? Von Miller, where he's going to be used in certain situations. He's not going to be on the field all the time. I mean, look, Myles Garrett's going to be the big star that comes off that Rams defensive front.
There's one. Hey, Doug. There's one young person's coming back to Houston Texans. I heard this week, and that he's coming back, or some player or something. I heard.
Yep.
He's supposed to come and everything. This year it's gonna. This could be a surprise, I think, in the NFL. But in baseball, I don't know. I don't think I have. I've seen Dodgers win over 104 games, in the past. I've seen somebody win 13 in the NFL. I've seen people just spread the money around, and everything else. Doug, I'm counting the days in college football.
We're not far.
I'm looking. Oh, we're not. And everything, and there's watching that TCU game. I'm getting up and watching that. They're going to be in Ireland and everything. As a matter of fact, they might leave early that week because that's a long flight out there,
26 days away, Corey.
Oh, man. I'm just waiting, I think this year, how many days until high school football? A month?
Yeah, it starts Labor Day weekend. What is that? The 4th, 7th, something like that.
And this year Derby's got both Goddard schools on their schedule, both this year. And then both can be tough too.
Yeah, Yeah, Derby
But
doesn't
I
shy
think-
away from competition. That whole AVCTL Division One is really, really good. All the AVCTL is. I think the City League's going to be much better. It's going to be a good high school football year. We got a lot of big prospects coming out of this class.
Yep.
Yeah, and Garden City is one of them. No boy, he committed to K-State. There's a bunch of young boys that are committed to K-State. With that new coach. And it's gonna. Yeah, my coach from TCU, his first year, Doug, he won championship and lost it. And everybody from our backyard in Texas wants to come play for him now. And everything. Don't want to leave Texas. They want to go to TCU and play football. And these are prospects, like 4, 5 prospects and stuff. They want to play for him because he went to the national title and lost against Michigan. And it just, they want to stay there. They don't want to move, because I think Texas is in top 10 when it comes to recruiting out there.
Well, there's a lot of good oil money down in Texas. Can keep these players around.
Oh, but Kansas is getting better too, I'm like Doug Chuck. I think the SEC, I think they're getting stronger dearly. The SEC is getting so strong to where the next 3 years, my coach from Oklahoma, Doug, has got prospects coming up and already committed to Oklahoma already this year.
Yeah. No, he's done a good job recruiting. We'll see what it turns out to be as far as results are concerned.
Yeah, I don't think the quarterback left. I think he stayed.
Yeah, he did.
The one they had last year. And, it just this year is just.
Oklahoma's going to be good, but their schedule is so brutal. I still think that they're going to end up being probably 4th, 5th place team in the SEC, just based off the schedule alone.
I looked online, right? People are buying tickets left and right now. And that game hadn't happened yet, OU Texas weekend. And it's not happened yet. And people are just buying like hotcakes right now.
Well, they always do, Corey. That one's always sold out.
Oh, it tries to get. See, that's the only thing. This is a good game for me, y'all. Texas and Ohio State, they don't play at the Shoe this year. They play at Texas this year. And they're going to broadcast that one. That's going to be really good. Watch Manley's nephew really play this year.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's got a couple of big games before they can even think about Texas. They start out in week number 2 at Michigan. Then they have to go to Georgia right before they play Texas.
Yeah. Well, that coach in Georgia, he's learned from the best too, big time, What do you think about New England's chances this year in the NFL, Doug?
I don't think they will go back to the Super Bowl. I don't think they'll repeat again as far as the run they went on last year. I think their schedule is much tougher. And I'm just kind of curious to see, is any of these offseason issues with Vrabel still kind of hanging over? I don't know. We'll see. But I think just based off the schedule alone, you don't see New England do what they did last year.
No.
But,
I agree with that.
But they got that first game against Seattle. It's on Wednesday night, and it's on the road, and Seattle won their Super and just, and everything else.
Yeah.
The quarterback goes from Minnesota to Seattle and runs a run on them to where they went back to Super Bowl. And they hadn't done that in a long time. Big time. And thank y'all, and good morning to you.
All right. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Corey.
Corey with his list. Did you get some lists from Corey last week?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Andy was pretty thankful when he figured out that, Corey calls and he says, Corey kind of sets up the show for you.
Oh, he rolls down through everything. We go from baseball to high school football to college football to back to the NFL.
I said, yeah, if you're not careful, Corey will catch you off surprise sometimes, and there'll be some things that you didn't realize you need to talk about that he'll figure out for you. So
let's get back and finish up the segment with these baseball trades because, again, I don't pay a lick of attention to baseball trades.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Zero. Why is it a problem? I mean, and here's the other thing about it. So what? So you get futures. So what? Them futures are not proven. It's not like, I mean, you give up a guy like Skubal, which I know the Tigers wanted to do that because they didn't want him to walk and not get anything in return. I understand all that. But you get these futures, all right, they're the top prospects in baseball. Doesn't mean they're going to work out.
No. But that doesn't mean that it's not a big deal either. And the fact that I guess I don't understand where I don't know. I don't understand how you think the trading is silly.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Doug.
Good morning. How you doing, Dakota?
Good.
Good.
I don't know how. I would say the Dodgers would win the third World Series with that starting lineup for pitching.
Yeah, I would just pretty much give them the trophy. Like, it's going to be a fluke if the Dodgers don't win at this point, right?
Yeah. And my other question, I hope they could have paid for his contract.
You okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Go ahead, Dakota.
I was saying, I hope the Dodgers would pay for his contract after this year's over.
Dodgers pay for
Or give
anybody.
him a-
They'll pay for everybody. They'll pay
Yeah.
for the whole damn league, apparently.
Or we might have a lockout next year.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
And how would they do with that? Like, have a certain amount of money on a team?
Do what?
Would they have a certain amount of money on a team if they can't buy people
Well,
like players on your...
that's what the owners and the front offices for everybody not named the Los Angeles Dodgers want, because the Los Angeles Dodgers, and there's some very unique things that are allowing them specifically to be able to do it. There's some things that they're able to take advantage of that gives them a financial edge and a performance edge over any other team right now. And it's not that the Dodgers are doing anything technically illegal, but there's flaws in the collective bargaining agreement, and they specifically have been in a position over the last couple of years to take advantage of those flaws that no other team can do. And it's getting to the point where, owners are starting to go, okay, it's one thing to go out and spend money aggressively, money that you have available, but when it's money above and beyond what any other team can realistically do and still be able to be profitable, that's where the system's broken. And they've got to find the owners want, like any other, like the NHL, like the NBA, like the NFL, they want some kind of a hard floor and a hard cap system to build their rosters off of. And the players obviously don't want that, because right now the player potential, the contract potential for baseball players is unlimited. So they're going to fight against that tooth and nail, and I understand why they would, but I don't think this is something the owners are going to bend on. So this contract, this next CBA, it's likely going to shut down baseball, if not for the entire 2027 season, at least part of it. And that's the prevailing thought amongst front office personnel and ownership personnel right now.
do you think the former Major League owner wouldn't let this happen? Like David, the former guy that used to own the Major League Baseball. You think he wouldn't let it happen?
Talking about the former commissioner?
Yeah.
I mean, this has been going on in baseball forever, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But,
That's all.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate it,
Dakota.
Dakota. All right, 522-1410. What were you going to say?
It's the most recent collective bargaining agreement that was ratified, I think, in 21, 22. That there are some unique things about it that have allowed the Dodgers to do what they're doing. Specifically with some things that they're in a little bit different position on than what some other teams are.
Well, look, I think for baseball, I mean, they definitely got to have some kind of a salary cap. We know that these owners are so rich that they can take the money to whatever level they want to. So there's got to be some kind of a salary cap. I will say this, though, even with the NFL, their salary cap is kind of it's almost like it's a suggestion and not necessarily a rule because these teams find creative ways of getting around it. And that's the thing that you got to, if we really truly want to fix what's going on in professional sports, you got to realize everybody that owns these sports franchises, they are billionaires. They're not millionaires, they're billionaires. So they got the money to do pretty much whatever they want. And until we have truly a system in all major league sports that is a cap that's put into place where you can't use creative accounting to even get around it, like the NFL does, is it really a salary cap, I guess is the question. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Doug. I don't have nothing to add to the conversation. Only thing I was doing is just saying good morning. I'm back listening.
All right. Well, good, Rodney. Really appreciate it. And I know you're going to want us to talk about the Derby Panthers a lot, and we will as the upcoming weeks come about. Our high school football preview guide should be out 2 weeks prior to kickoff. That is our goal. We've got deadlines that are fast approaching here from our great printers up at Valley Logistics. So, yes, we will have that out again this year.
Okie dokie. Well, I sure appreciate it, and I'll keep on listening.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it when Rodney weighs in. He's back listening because we're going to be talking about football.
There you go.
Speaking of which, something happened a couple of days ago that we knew was going to happen in college football. Well, college athletics, I should say, not just football, but probably will affect football first because it's the next season coming up. And it was another thing that was settled by a judge in a courtroom. We'll talk about that and more. It's the Game Plan on a Monday. Welcome in. Appreciate everybody listening.
Call the Game Plan now on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment phone lines at 522-1410.
The Game Plan. KGSO.
This is Stu Gatz and Company live.
The audience wants this.
You're listening to Stu Gatz and Company live.
The New York Yankees, they have now had 2 games where they struck out 17 times.
It's happened 11 times in franchise history. It's happened back-to-back nights now at this point.
Yes, but they won one of them.
They just strike out so much. The offense is just lifeless.
Stu Gatz and Company live.
Stu Gatz and Company, weekdays at 2 p.m. on KGSO and on the SC Wichita app.
Back to school season is here, and whether it's the youngest off to elementary school or the oldest headed to college, Moneytown Pawn is here to have the whole family prepared. With a wide selection of electronics ranging from laptops to TVs to outfit the perfect dorm room, or looking for the instrument for your musician to start the school year with, go to Moneytown Pawn at 2425 South Oliver. Moneytown Pawn is a store full of bargains and has been here for Wichita families for over 55 years.
Imagine a tropical paradise where the sun always shines and the fun never ends. Welcome to Blast Off Bay, the ultimate indoor water park. Catch a wave on our state-of-the-art surf machine, unwind with a cold drink at the poolside bar, or relax in our warm, inviting hot tub. Then get ready for thrills on 11 exciting water slides that'll take your breath away. Hungry? Enjoy pizza, burgers, wings, and more. Open 365 days a year with a perfect climate every day. Don't wait. Plan your escape today to Blast Off Bay. Warm weather is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor space. Let the experts at Burwell Construction transform your backyard with a beautiful patio cover or pergola designed to add comfort, shade, and style to your home. Imagine relaxing outside, entertaining friends, or enjoying a Kansas sunset without the worry of weather. Quality craftsmanship, dependable service, and outdoor spaces built to last. That's what you get with Burwell Construction. Call today, 794-3430, 316-794-3430, or burwellconstruction.com.
Looking for a new-to-you ride? For over 70 years, customers have trusted Rusty Egg Ford with quality vehicles and exceptional service. We have 500 used cars available with 150 Ford Blue Advantage certified. From fuel-efficient cars to tough trucks and versatile SUVs, you'll find quality, value, and selection all in one place. That's peace of mind with every mile. Buy with confidence at Rusty Egg Ford. Visit rustyeggford.com. Family owned and simply the best place to buy. See dealer for details.
Wichita Wind Surge Baseball is back at Equity Bank Park. Bring your friends, bring the family, and enjoy an exciting night of baseball right here in Wichita. From big hits to family-friendly promotions and special theme nights, there's always something happening at the ballpark. For the full schedule of upcoming events, follow us on Facebook at Wichita Wind Surge or visit us online at windsurge.com. Wichita Wind Surge Baseball. Don't miss the action at Equity Bank Park.
Are you looking for a better healthcare experience this summer? Kingman Healthcare Center is a full-service hospital with a 24/7 emergency room with little to no wait times. Our clinics offer same-day appointments and convenient scheduling for your annual checkups. Don't wait. Make your health a top priority and schedule your appointment today. You won't regret the short drive without the big city traffic. Exceptional care every time. To learn more, visit our website, kingmanhc.com.
KGSO Studio, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Expert installation done right. Right on schedule. Find them online at renewalbyanderson.com. This is Wichita's sports station, KGSO. Locally owned, locally proud.
I can see that nobody changed out all of the bad bump music. Still in. Sorry, I forgot to have your mic up.
If you're going to talk crap on a song I really like, then not let me rebuttal.
I didn't mean to have your mic down.
This is not.
You're still eating the part of your
I would not
sausage
when the,
egg
not when the
burrito,
music came on.
So I was just letting you finish up. Trying to be courteous.
Not when the music came on.
522-1410, Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotlines. This portion of the show brought to you by our friends at Truck Stuff, 427 North Washington. You know they have everything you need to take care of your truck, your SUV. They also have things there that will take care of your car. If you just have a car and you want new floor mats or that are custom to your vehicle or whatever it is, you'll find it all at Truck Stuff, along with the expertise to go along with it to make sure you get the right item the first time. Very simple to jump on your phone and order things through, that other website that people tend to do and have it delivered. And then you get it and you're like, well, crap, this is wrong. And now you got to send it back. Avoid all that hassle. Go shop local with Truck Stuff. 40 years in business, 427 North Washington. Got a big Jeep on the side of the building. That's when you know you're in the right spot. Make sure you tell them you heard all about them right here on the Game Plan and KGSO.
That was not bad bump music, by the way.
I'm just kind of tired of it.
Well,
see, this is the thing about that kind of music. The classics live on forever. This stuff, after it's ran its course, it just kind of gets old.
I don't know. That one in particular is a pretty popular song.
I don't think people, when they hear that on the radio, are turning it up. I think they're switching the channel.
I'm not even with you.
Maybe it's you because of your 10, 12, 24-hour car rides that you go on. You have to change it up. Get in your rock mode, get in your country mode, get in your jazz mode, get in your podcast mode. Those long road trips, Chuck.
I do change it up.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Quite a bit.
So you know in college sports that the NCAA went to the 5-for-5 rule, right? 5 years to play, 5 years of eligibility. Well, we knew that this was going to probably not go over great with certain athletes, and there'd be lawsuits that happen, which happen. So the kids that graduated in 2022 all filed, not all, but a good majority of them filed lawsuits basically saying you are taking away our ability to earn money and have another year of eligibility when others in front of us have had that. It goes to court, and some federal judge out there overturns the NCAA rule and says kids in the 2022 class can get the extra year of eligibility. That then kind of got, I guess, up for debate because you all of a sudden had players that had pro contracts, and including like the CFL and places like that said, well, if this pro thing doesn't work out, I'm just going to go back to college. And that became kind of a big discussion of this whole judge ruling. So the judge had to come back and basically say that extending it to players this fall granted hundreds of chances to return to school. In the direct aftermath of the decision, some media reports were listing players on NFL and CFL rosters who were signaling they'd be open to returning to school. That appears to be off the table, though, as the judge, Charlotte Sweeney, clarified that there are no changes to the NCAA rules regarding pros, no exceptions over when athletes can enter the transfer portal, and no impact on elements of the landmark House lawsuit settlement. So it does sound like at least we're not going to have former pro players coming back to college.
Yeah, the injunction doesn't cover football players who have signed pro deals, and the same judge that issued that initial injunction clarified as such on Sunday, which is good. You don't, like, dude, you're a professional football player, regardless of what level that may be. You've moved on from college, you've signed a pro deal, go be a professional football player and let college players be college players.
So this is, I guess, my question. And we see this, just kind of in things that are outside of sports that are going on, that a higher power that we've trusted to run, in this case, sports and the NCAA, and I use the word trusted very lightly there, but for the most part, they are the trusted, sanctioned body that operates college athletics. They came up with a rule. How in the world can a judge in Denver, Colorado, one judge in Denver, Colorado, overturn rules that are put in place by a sanctioning body like the NCAA? I don't understand
because
that.
It's not under a CBA. That's the whole. We've discussed this before. That's the whole problem with the setup with the NCAA and why government oversight is as rampant as it is when you don't have that with Major League Baseball or the NFL or the NHL.
But this really isn't even government oversight.
But it is.
This is more of one judge heard the case of a few athletes and said, nope, NCAA, you can't do that ruling. Now, I could understand this almost if we took this to the highest court and they overturned it, because that's the ones we're supposed to go to the most for these types of things. But it didn't. It went to one judge in Denver, Colorado. That's where I guess I have an issue with this. And again, we see this in politics. We see this across the board. That these judges, in my opinion, Chuck, they're kind of overstepping. They're not there every single day seeing the ins and outs of what's going on. I mean, here's what I would like to know out of this judge, Charlotte Sweeney. Like, how much do you really know about college athletics? How close do you follow it? Do you really understand everything that these schools and conferences and everything have dealt with over the years?
But they don't have to understand it from the NCAA's point of view. The NCAA and now,
well, they do because yes, it's players versus the NCAA.
Exactly, no different than an individual versus an entity that doesn't have antitrust immunity. And the reason that the NCAA doesn't have antitrust immunity, again, boils back down to the lack of a collective bargaining agreement. That's the simplified version of it, but that's what this all is about. Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, they all have players' unions. They all have collectively bargained contracts and agreements with these leagues. That protects these leagues, and that's what gives them what's called antitrust immunity. That's what protects these leagues when they make a ruling underneath their collective bargaining agreement. As long as it fits under that collective bargaining agreement, there's nothing that any court's going to do about it because it was collectively agreed on by the group as a whole.
But see, I don't think there's ever going to be a collective bargaining agreement in college athletics.
Then college athletics are doomed from here on out.
No,
and they're always going to fight this stuff.
Here's why, and here's what's going to get around it, is this Protect College Sports Act that the Senate and Congress is looking at right now. Well, I guess the Senate's already said yes. Congress needs to pass the Protect College Sports Act. And the reason why they're putting this in place is because, one, they want rules and regulations that are going to stick up and not be able to be overturned in the court of law. But here's why there's not going to be a collective bargaining agreement. Because I don't think, I may be wrong here, this is just my opinion, I don't think that the players in college sports will ever be able to form a union. And you can't have a CBA unless you have a players' union basically fighting for the players against the institutions in the NCAA for a fair agreement. That's why I don't think there'll ever be a CBA per se.
But if and I think you're right on that. But that's where, again, when when the government gets involved and sets, essentially what the government is going to do is they're going to create a CBA without it actually being a CBA, for lack of a better description.
So since we're talking about,
they're going to step in and go, this is what you can and can't do in college athletics. This is what you can and can't do as a school. This is what the NCAA as an organization can and can't do, and these are the things that student athletes can and can't do. And once they get all of that set, that's going to act as the quote unquote CBA that professional sports teams have with their players' unions. That's going to replace the CBA.
Since we're talking about a 5-for-5 rule, and we are getting ready to start this sounds weird to say, the 2027 class of seniors that technically once they graduate after this season, they will have 5 years to go to college to complete 5 years of sports. If we fast forwarded, I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. If we fast forwarded 5 years from now, where are we at in college athletics? Are we sitting here talking about the same issues that we're dealing with today? Or is there actually something put in place, and how does college athletics even look? And the reason why I ask this question is because if I am a upcoming senior in high school and I feel like I've got some athletic abilities that can take me to the next level, I don't even know where my head would be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't. I would think that at this point in time, honestly, and this sounds terrible to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, I probably would be, if I had enough talent, I would probably be the guy that the only thing that I was thinking about was how much money can I make.
Yeah.
I probably would be that guy.
Yeah, probably.
And I think most people listen to this show. If you really sat back and said, we could sit here all day on this show and people can call in and say, well, these athletes and blah, blah. Put yourself in their shoes. If you had the talent and you had 5, 6, 7 Division I schools coming after you, you would think about the money. Because guess what? That's really right now the only certainty that we have in college athletics is that good talent can get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
We don't have any certainty about conferences and what they're going to look like. We don't have any certainty on whether college football 5 years from now is even still going to be ruled by the NCAA. We don't have any certainty on where the transfer portal rule is going to go. Can I go to one school if I don't like it, leave again, or am I going to be forced to sign a contract for 2 or 3 years? Like, there's no certainty in college athletics for the future. That's what concerns me the most.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's hard to feel comfortable with something that doesn't have that doesn't look like it might not have a future.
Well, it's got a future. We just don't know what it is. I think college athletics will always be around.
Well, I'm not saying that it won't either, but still, it's worrisome that you don't know what that future is what I'm saying. Like you just don't. Like you said, we don't know. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and get. I mean, you can try to put me on the spot all you want. I'm not going to be the one to sit here and try to guess because hell if I know.
Well, I don't think anybody does. That's the point of this conversation.
I guess the only thing, if I was going to try to say, if I was going to make any comment in that regard, the only thing that I would say is this might be the one time where I'm sitting here going, please God, government, get this right.
Boy,
save college athletics from itself right now.
I'm not sure those words have ever been spoken.
I understand that.
Yeah, that's been the problem is just like, where is the future if I'm coming out of high school at the end of this season? What is the one thing, or what are the things that I got to think about? And again, if you're good enough, you got to think about where can I make the most money over the next 5 years. If you're a above average player, but maybe you're not at that star level, I'm honestly looking at JUCOs really close. Because at least I have an opportunity to go play the game that I love and get better at it and possibly make money. Let's see. Good morning to Devin. Oh, our Bayou buddy Devin. Good morning to Michael as well, our friend over at the Wichita Driving School. He said college sports should be treated differently than professional. College sports, like football, make so much money for these corporations and conferences. I don't disagree with any of those statements. Both of them up on Facebook Live. You can jump up there as well. More importantly, though, we always love hearing from you. 522-1410. You know what the number is. It's our Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotlines. I noticed this morning as I drove in, the streets of Wichita seem to be pretty full. So I don't know if it's just that time of year or what, but people back up and at them early. So I know there's thousands of people listening to the show. More people than Corey, Dakota, and Rodney. And we know you got a voice. We want to hear it. 522-1410 as we wrap up hour number 1 after this here on The Game Plan.
This portion of The Game Plan brought to you by Southwestern Remodeling, Wichita's full-line remodeler since 1970. See our project galleries at southwesternremodeling.com.
The Game Plan. KGSO.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys. Register to win great prizes. Listen live. Message our shows and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new favorite app. It's Wichita's Sports Talk, right on your phone. Download the SC Wichita app today with Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal. Here's Josh Nicolette, Hog Wild partner and general manager at Harry and Rock Road.
When you stop by for a Hog Wild family pack, we'll send you home with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family a complete meal. And best of all, family packs are priced right to feed groups of 4, 8, 12, or 16 people.
Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 6 locations in Wichita, also in Derby, El Dorado, Hutchinson, and Salina.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you. But don't be late, we close at 8.
Fox Sports. Fox Kansas is Wichita's home for exciting live sports action. Friday afternoon, Live Golf's biggest names battle through the second round in New York beginning at 1. Then on Saturday, it's another full day of Live Golf beginning at 11. And Major League Baseball division rivals square off as the Guardians battle the White Sox at 6.
Play ball!
And on Sunday, Live Golf crowns a champion beginning at 10 before IndyCar NICS Racing roars into Portland at 3. Fox Sports. Fox Kansas. Channel 24. Cox Cable Channel 4.
Every school pickup line has a main character. Most days, it's the kids. But once a year, a parent pulls up in a brand new Kia Telluride. And suddenly, all eyes are on Mom.
Is that the new one? I heard it comes in a hybrid now. I heard it has heated seats in all 3 rows.
And for a moment, the kids aren't the only ones in the spotlight. This August, let that parent be you, because Mom deserves to shine too. Or if it's your student's turn to get behind the wheel, find great starter cars like the K4 sedan and K4 hatchback. Plus, you can get 0% financing on brand new Sportage and Sorrento models. And every new Kia is backed by our unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Whichever model you choose, we have big savings on great vehicles for that main character energy. Only at Midwest Kia.
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
With approved credit, see dealer for details. Warranties a limited powertrain warranty.
You know, farmers, top yields come from quality seed. Wheat farmers, check this out.
LCS is building beef and busting bins. LCS Cowie AX is a hard red winter wheat that grains up quickly in the spring for early forage production. Its high grain yield offers a dual purpose of grain-only wheat or forage production, depending on your operations needs. It's LCS Cowie AX.
This is Dustin at Kaufman Seeds. Give us a call for all your seed needs. Call 800-634-2836. Kaufman Seeds.
We aren't like other stations. We're the best. This is Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chop top, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not a life of imitation. Distant close into the reservation. Defunct the pistol that you play for. This pump the feeling that you stay for. In time I won't.
Out of practice running the machinery, I guess. I don't know. So we spent the first segment talking about the mid-season trades that you just fall in love with and follow step by step, every single player, every roster. What did Kansas City do? Do you even know?
I don't know that they've done anything yet.
Okay, all right. So there's still time.
I think if they've done anything, it's been minor moves.
Well, they probably ought to do something because they got swept by the Rockies. Now, the last time I checked, the Rockies were the worst team in baseball. I had 45-67. And the Royals get swept over the weekend.
I take that back. The Braves have acquired outfielder Thomas and left-handed pitcher Falter from the Royals.
The Royals managed to score 8 runs in a series against the Rockies. They get outscored 23-8 against the worst team in baseball, Chuck.
Well,
and here's the thing about this team that gets me. And I kept up with it, watched a little bit. They come off of They come off of a sweep of the Giants. Then they go a split with the Tigers on the road. They only win 1 of 3 against the Twins. And then they get swept by the worst team in baseball. Like, I thought that maybe the Royals after the All-Star break looked like, okay, maybe they were going to put some things together. And no, they don't. 8-1 yesterday in the final game of the series. At Colorado, a ballpark where you should be able to maybe hit a few home runs.
Yeah, maybe.
You would think. Look, I think the only thing left for the Royals is you got to clean house. Don't you?
I mean, I don't know. I think you've got some good young players that you have under control for a while that, you want to build.
I'm not
around
talking
that.
about necessarily
the
players.
Yeah, you want to build around that core. If you're talking about coaching staff from front office, maybe so.
They're in dead last in the Central. They are, 14 games out of first place. They've only won 46, so they got the second worst record in no, I'm sorry, they don't. They have the fourth worst record in baseball because the Athletics are tied with the Rockies. The Angels are the worst in baseball. They're 407 on the season. 3-7 in their last 10. Like, this is just pathetic.
Yeah.
And, we've been talking about this all season long. I realize sounding like a broken record when we come in and talk about the Kansas City Royals. But football's getting ready to start up, and, dude, nobody's going to care about this team.
They don't care now.
Well, I think there's still some fans that are there because it's the only thing that's really happening. But once football season starts, they're not going to draw anybody. Maybe diehard Royals baseball fans, but that's it.
Well, if you're one of those fans out there that doesn't care right now and you got, some premium tickets or something like that are going to go to waste, let me know. Let your boy know.
You'd go watch this?
To go sit in a premium seat I've never had an opportunity to sit in before? Yes, I would.
See, now you're contradicting your name, Fairweather.
No, it's for the experience.
Because you wouldn't even do this for your Houston team, you told us earlier.
I didn't say I was going to pay for it.
Oh, it's got to be free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's feeling a little generous. They're not going to go, and the ticket's just going to go to waste. I'll make the drive up there.
Royals are off today. They start a 3-game series with the Twins starting tomorrow.
At least your ticket won't go to waste.
Well, no, I guess not.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess not.
You got one of them. You got one of them premium seats behind home plate or something. I've never had a chance to sit there. I'm a poor boy. I'd like to go experience that one time.
Look, football starts up and baseball is going to go way on the back burner.
You got one of them sweet tickets?
I have nothing.
You get all you eat food?
No.
I'll put the diet on hold for a day. Hook your boy up. I've never had an opportunity to go do that before.
The only thing that would make that worth it is if you actually got on camera stuffing your face with a big long chili dog or something.
No. The helmet, the helmets with the ice cream.
I heard you and Andy talking about the whole chili cinnamon bun thing.
Yeah, I don't get that. Just doesn't sound right.
Look, I don't get the chicken and waffle.
Me either. I'm not a chicken and waffle guy. I've never tried it. I might be, but I don't know.
I don't get the eating breakfast for dinner.
No, I'll do that occasionally.
It's just weird.
But I'm not putting chili on top of my damn cinnamon roll. That ain't happening.
I'm not even trying.
That just sounds weird.
I'm not even trying.
I thought you were one of those guys.
No.
No? All right.
No.
Hey, look at that. Something we agree on.
Stan Weber next.
Your latest news on KGSO.
From the news desk, I'm Andy Hoosier. Tomorrow is officially primary election day across the state of Kansas, but for one community in the city of El Dorado, residents will also have an additional ballot initiative to vote on, including a proposal for a 1% sales tax that would support the Susan B. Anthony Memorial Hospital.
There's a core level of services that people that are looking at a community expect, especially for a community of El Rio's size and larger. People are going to expect that we have a hospital, that we have good schools, that we have businesses for good jobs. And so we just look at that as a pillar of the community. And so being able to provide a funding opportunity to sustain that is important.
That audio from KSN News, where they say the sales tax would generate roughly $3.5 million annually for the hospital. In other news, the nonprofit organization known as the Urban League of Kansas handed out more than 500 Narcan kits over the weekend, where each kit includes 2 doses of the naloxone, a test strip to check the pills for harmful opiates.
The news on KGSO is brought to you by Truck Stuff. Whether it's your camper, trailer, or both that need hauling, Truck Stuff has you covered. Online at truckstuffks.com or call 316-264-1908.
After the first week of training camp for the Kansas City Chiefs, things seem to be on track. The Chiefs will put on the pads starting today, something that gets Chris Jones very excited.
So I'm excited. Get it going. We haven't put the pads on yet, so I'm excited to put the pads on Monday and see where we stand.
On the injury note, coming out of camp for the Kansas City Chiefs over the weekend, rookie wide receiver Cyrus Allen left practice early with a possible leg injury, while Xavier Worthy left practice early on Saturday with a possible shoulder injury. That's a look at your sports. From the Sports Desk, I'm Doug Downs. Sports Report brought to you by Burwell Construction. Decks, pergolas, patio covers, roofing, siding, windows, guttering, and more. 316-794-3430 or online at burwellconstruction.com.
Every school pickup line has a main character. Most days, it's the kids. But once a year, a parent pulls up in a brand new Kia Telluride. And suddenly, all eyes are on Mom.
Is that the new one? I heard it comes in a hybrid now. I heard it has heated seats in all 3 rows.
And for a moment, the kids aren't the only ones in the spotlight. This August, let that parent be you, because Mom deserves to shine too. Or if it's your student's turn to get behind the wheel, find great starter cars like the K4 sedan and K4 hatchback. Plus, you can get 0% financing on brand new Sportage and Sorento models. And every new Kia is backed by our unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Whichever model you choose, we have big savings on great vehicles for that main character energy. Only at Midwest Kia.
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
With approved credit, see dealer for details. Warranties a limited powertrain warranty.
You know, farmers, top yields come from quality seed. Wheat farmers, check this out.
AgriPro Prolific does it all. It's got high yield potential and can be grown for grain, heavy grazing, or complete pasture graze out. Prolific has very good scab tolerance, excellent leaf and stripe rust, high tillering, and works on low pH soils. Oklahoma, Kansas, and southern Nebraska plant the wheat variety that does it all.
This is Dustin at Kaufman Seeds. Give us a call for all your seed needs. Call 800-634-2836. Kaufman Seeds.
Want to get out of just about anything and look like an earth-saving hero? Just use the environment excuse. High school reunion? Ooh, sorry, can't. Planetary obligations. Unfortunate bridesmaid's dress. Unfortunately, you promised the climate you'd buy more vintage. Chauffeuring teens? Yeah, the earth really needs them to hoof it. That's right, the environment is always the best excuse. So go ahead, ask your bae to dim all the lights because carbon emissions. Tell your dad-botted dad to eat more plants, for the planet, obviously. Kindly tell the kids to stop asking for a new phone. I mean, e-waste, right? Find your out and opt in to cutting carbon. Just visit theenvironmentexcuse.org. A public service announcement brought to you by WildAid.
At Children's Cancer Research Fund, we believe a world without childhood cancer is possible, but it takes all of us. And whether it's developing a groundbreaking treatment or helping a girl realize her dream, everyone has a role in a child's cancer journey. Just ask researcher Brandon Moriarty about his latest breakthrough, a genetic biomarker treatment.
Children's Cancer Research Fund is a great organization. They provide funding to really dig deep into the research and make more progress. We were able to start a clinical trial that's led by Emily Greengard.
The hope is that these types of therapies are going to be more effective and a lot better tolerated, a lot more safe for the patients.
People ask me how I keep a smile on my face. It's easy when you have so many great people that take care of you, and support you.
To find out how you can be a part of a child's cancer journey and a part of the cure, visit childrenscancer.org, a public service message from Children's Cancer Research Fund.
We start you off clear and mild on this Monday. Highs this afternoon, working their way up into the middle 90s. Lots and lots of sunshine, southeast breeze, 5 to 15, gust to about 25. Tonight, we're mostly starry. Lows drop to 73 by morning. For your day on Tuesday, mostly sunny and turning a bit hotter, a high near 98. I'm Cake meteorologist Frank Wall with your forecast.
At 7 o'clock, it's currently 88 degrees.
This is Wichita's sports station, K230BY, 93.9 FM, 1410 AM, and 99.7 HD3. KGSO Belle Plaine, from the Wichita. KGSO studios in West Wichita. This is The Game Plan on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Here we go. It is hour number 2 of The Game Plan right here on the sports leader in Wichita, KGSO. 1410 AM, 93.9 FM. That's how you find us. If you're just driving around in your car or you're already at work, sitting at your desk, you can tune into the radio. Obviously, you can also go to any of our online platforms like our website at kgso.com or through our app where you can do about everything. Listen anytime, anywhere. Follow along with our social media. Keep up with our schedules. Take trivia questions. Take poll questions. It's all right there on the app. You find that in the App Store at SC Wichita. And we stream the show across multiple platforms. You can watch, listen, and leave comments for the show if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, or Twitch TV. Doug Downs, Chuck Fairweather. We're hanging with you here till 9 o'clock this morning. And as always on a Monday in hour number 2, we head off to the Maximum Outdoor Equipment Hotlines. Find our good buddy Stan Weber. Good morning, Stan. How you doing on this Monday?
I'm doing well. And, man, when you said if people are already at their office at the desk working, that is impressive. I thought you guys are the only guys that have put in so many hours of work already. So that really made me think about it.
Look, if you looked at the streets of Wichita this morning about, I don't know, a little before 5, maybe a little after 5, they were pretty full. So I think people are starting to kind of get back into the rhythm of things. They realize that summer is fastly approaching its end and, you know, a lot of things to probably get done between now and the end of the year.
Yes, and you have the light hours. The sun comes up early enough and lasts long enough in the evening. A great time of year to kind of have that sense of urgency.
No doubt about it. Well, and, you know, look, sense of urgency right now for college football teams because they got to get their fall camps in and get things going, get things ready. We kick off college football, Stan, in 26 days.
Wow, that's great. And it's great for us because we are getting to talk about it, watch games, hear about games, see quick videos of games on your social media, whatever. But it just reminds me how awful it is when you're an actual football player. So we're all excited, and even the high school kids listening right now, finishing up their summer jobs or whatever they're doing, they're supposed to be so excited about football. And it's the only time of year where football players are not excited about football because the weather is hot. The games are a long ways away, no matter how many 20s or 30s or 40s you say away in days. It seems like forever with the heat and the coaches wanting you to get out there and putting on pads for the time. And it's just hilarious. The dichotomy between the players' excitement level is at the lowest it is of all 12 months, and the fans and media and everybody else is excited as ever. Like, let's go. It's time to get going. And for those guys, it's going to be a lot of hard work, and the days always seem to get hotter when they're out there practicing. So it's kind of funny how that works. But I am excited. It's time to go, and the Chiefs start preseason football in less than 2 weeks, and this is a week where we have football. So including the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night, we have a game this week, if you loosely define that, for every week all the way into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, loosely.
So it's go time right now. We're going to get to watch some football.
Loosely defined is kind of, I think, the key word there. Look, when it comes to the Hall of Fame game, I realize kind of the importance of it because it is the Hall of Fame game and all that. But the game itself, after about, the first 2 series, now you're just kind of watching guys that are trying to make the roster. I don't know how interested I stay
it
in
used to be 2 series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be 2 series until they come to the Open, and it's all exciting and talking about the Hall of Famers, and there's a lot going on, and big-time announcers are there, and you go, and then just want to point out that every starter for both teams is not playing tonight. And then you go, darn, couldn't you give me 2 series of excitement? I mean, before we kick off, we realize, a bunch of guys are going to get cut are going to go out here and play right now. But real uniforms, and you're right, maybe 2 series, you can stick with it before you go, no, we need to get going. Preseason game number 2 is about the only one that's worth watching for these teams. They've really tried to dull what preseason football is like. They are just taking advantage of how much we want to watch. So it's really week 0 when TCU at 11 a.m. kicks off against North Carolina and Bill Belichick. That's when the season really starts in late August.
So when you look at the Kansas State Wildcats this year, obviously they're coming into this season. There's a lot of unknowns. We know that they've got a lot of guys, key guys back, including Avery Johnson at starting quarterback. We know that Colin Klein back at home where he belongs. But that being said, like your first game is against Nicholls, right? So most of the fan base is probably going to go, it's Nicholls. It should be a tune-up game. Everything should be okay. If you're Coach Klein, though, you got to go, hang on a minute. Everything's new this year. We're putting in new things. We're in the middle of our install right now where, yes, they saw some of this in the spring, but now we're fine-tuning all this kind of stuff. Like, just because it's a school like Nicholls on September 5th, there's still like a lot of importance behind this first game and making sure that they're prepared and ready.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the coaches are going to try to tell the players at the beginning of the season, it's about us. Let's focus in on us. Don't worry about the opponent. Strategically, we'll give you some good insights and what some individual players may do. But basically, this is about taking care of our business, not turning the ball over, not having pre-snap penalties, having good communication from coaches to coaches, coaches to players, all those things. And they talk about that a lot. In reality, you don't know when the season really gets going if all that is how it ends up going. But this game is the perfect example where it really is about all the things that they need to take care of because they're better than Nicholls. They're not going to have a great information on Nicholls because there hasn't even been a game played. And then it's a school you don't have a lot of information about, as good a tape on, all those kind of things. So it really is internally looking. But, boy, there's a million things that you've got to do to be ready internally, especially in this modern football. We talk about this all the time about transfer portal and things like that. Well, every year's team has always been a new team in my mind. It's one of my main theorems about football is every year is a new year. You don't get to start off with the Seattle Seahawks acting like you're the Super Bowl champs. It's a new team. It's a new year, and you got to start from ground zero. But it's especially true for teams like K-State that are bringing in a bunch of new people, players, everybody does that, and a bunch of new coaches together with a new head coach. So you got a guy who's never been a head coach before who's making a decision about everything he's doing, every practice. Is he going to do X or is he going to do Y? He's seen it done both ways, but now he's got to decide. Then you've got a bunch of young coaches who are making decisions along with Colin Klein. Colin's going to have to be the head coach. He's also going to be the play caller, and he's not going to be sitting up in the booth where he's normally been upstairs watching and calling plays. He's going to be on the sideline. So what kind of headset is he going to wear? And if he has only one ear on the coach's side and one ear open so he can talk to officials or other players, how distracting is that? What's the sequence going to be for getting the play calls done? And then you got the new defensive coordinator making calls. And all those things are going to go on. And so, yeah, they've got a ton of things to work on. Every school does, but this is really starting from scratch. Everybody's learning, like, how are we going to do this? And how do you practice it? How much time do you waste on that? Because a fine-oiled machine, a Nick Saban, Alabama in his 10th year, probably doesn't have to do a lot of walkthroughs about how it's going to be communicated on the field. Does Colin Klein waste the valuable time that they have to practice to say, oh, yeah, we're going to simulate for a half hour like it's a game. We're going to go out here on the field, and we're going to have the coaches go up into the box, and we're going to have them talk to me, and then I'm going to talk to people, and then we're going to signal, and we're going to do this. That is fine to do that, and it's important to do it well, but it's also you don't have that much time. You have like 2 hours per practice to get ready, and there's so many things you want to get ready for in football. You wonder, how much time do we have to take for organization? It's one of the interesting questions. Do you just kind of say it's second nature, this isn't that hard, let's go, or do you go practice it? Do you use the time just kind of talking to each other? So those kind of things are going to be interesting to see how Colin decides to do this, and they want to really gear up. Now, they'll use Nichols as the best-case scenario. I tell you, Sunday after Nichols would be fun to be into the K-State coaches area to say what they changed. Because then you got a real-life situation with 3.5 hours of football and everything else, plus warm-ups. They got about 4 hours of activity that they're going to go back over and go, oh, forgot to mention this. Let's double-check that. Let's change this. And you hope you win that game. That's why you schedule games like Nichols, because you hope it is all about you. You hope you know you're going to win the game, and how do you refine yourself. But it's so important for everybody, because you go back and look at a season and the close difference between winning and losing in certain games, and sometimes it's just the dumbest stuff. Wasting timeouts because you can't get the play call in on time, people jumping before the ball snapped, things like that cost. You're at the 1 yard line about ready to score, and suddenly you get a delay of game penalty. What? And you're at the 6, and the odds of scoring are completely different. Those kind of things are important. So you're right, just the organization, and then it makes me think about the high school coaches. Like, oh boy, I'm talking about how the college coaches don't have much time. They're just laughing right now if they're driving around, going, well, just expect what do we have in high school? I get it. It's amazing how high school coaches coach as well as they do with as little time as they have with the other coaches and the players.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to what's going on with these college teams and who's going to be good. And the way the college athletics are ran now, like, it's hard to even sit here and project who you think is going to be the best team in college football. A lot of the experts want to tell you that Oregon is loaded up, and they are. But, man, you just never know. I mean, who would have ever thought Indiana last year would have done what they did? And so I think that's one thing about kind of the new standard that we're seeing in college football that it does bring, is it brings a little bit of that parity where I don't know that there's anybody that can sit here and truly say this is the best team in America.
Yeah, you said it well. And that's kind of the good news about this thing is college football is on fire. And we can sit here and talk about the basics of what goes on behind the scenes and how their rules are just not there. And there's a big gray area that everyone's running over. And we can talk about all those issues. But at the end of the day, you really do have a television capability to watch all these games. There's an excitement level about these games. The competition is high, and you actually have more parity. Who would have ever thought? I mean, it doesn't seem right because everyone thinks, oh, the ones who have all the money are just going to win easily. That's not how it's going to work out. You just mentioned last year Indiana, a great example. But don't forget that Miami, Florida was right there with them. Miami, Florida, were you talking about them or experts last year at this time? I don't think so. I don't think they said, oh, Tulane's going to be in the college football playoff. It just goes on and on and on when you look around. Who had Mississippi being a dominant team right down to the very end? So there is a lot more parity, a lot more question. And if we start with our conference around here, it's really the poster child of all of this because 16 teams have come together. This is really their third year to be the same group of teams. And it's really hard to say who's going to win. Oh, you can just default and say, oh, Texas Tech. But let me tell you guys, the defensive line and even some of the linebackers that dominated for Texas Tech last year and set the tone and said, we're not going to lose because our defense is so incredibly good, those guys have changed out. So you can't tell me about, oh, did you see the NIL and the amount of money they paid for the guys and how great they were and all? Well, that was last year's team, true. But we don't know if this group of Texas Tech defensive front guys are going to be as dominant, and their offense never was dominant last year. It was just good. So is Texas Tech really that easy to stay in there, or do you go to BYU and say, oh, the freshman quarterback Bear was awesome, and he's going to be a sophomore this year. BYU's been the most consistent team in the last 2 years coming into this season. I don't know. I mean, you could go right down the list, and 2 years ago, Arizona State was picked 16th. At this time of the year, they'd said Arizona State's going to get last place, and they won the league. It is wide open, and it's like that across college football in a lot of ways. So I agree with you. If you get past all the offseason and you just take a deep breath for the next couple of weeks and then say, let's go, let's start the season, it is a great situation that we're in college football. The ratings are high, the television production is great, and the competition is unbelievable. And they're coming from anywhere. Trinidad Chambliss is the starting quarterback for Mississippi. Okay? Who knew who Trinidad Chambliss was at this time last year? People can't believe he didn't go to the NFL draft. They thought he might have been a top 10 pick. He kind of used the court system to stay in college football, and people are going, look at that great Mississippi quarterback. He wasn't even a Division I quarterback 2 seasons ago. That's how crazy it is. Like, guys are popping in who play at lower levels, come up and don't stop being great and go right to the top of the heap. Players like that are popping all over the place, which brings in even more parity.
Now, the question that I've got, and you're right, parity right now in college football is fantastic. It's an exciting season. There's a lot of unknowns. I think one of the biggest debates in college football across the board right now is who's the better which one's the better conference, the Big Ten or the SEC? I'm sure to a certain degree the other people involved in the other power conferences are tired of hearing that, but that's the big debate, right? What side of that do you fall on, or is it maybe I argue maybe it's a little bit of both. I think the way I see it, I recognize that, maybe at the top, the Big Ten probably has the better top 2 or 3 teams right now, but I think the SEC top to bottom overall probably still a little bit deeper.
Yeah, what's great about this question now is we got to define what priorities do you have. So the listeners out there, we could go with many answers falling on each side between the Big Ten and the SEC. It's only between those two. That's very simple. Big 12 is the third best conference. That's a compliment, okay? Big 12's third best. ACC is the fourth best. And in whatever's new, the new Pac-12 or whatever conference you want to put in there is fifth, a long ways back. So it's great during a battle of 5 power conferences where everyone was worried about the Big 12's fate. And then they lost Oklahoma and Texas, and you really thought, what about their fate? What's going to happen that we end up being third around here is really good. So that's a compliment. But your question is about first and second, and there's no doubt it's those two conferences. It's interesting now after 3 seasons, the previous 3 seasons, we actually have a debate. It would have been SEC over and over, almost under all criteria a few years ago, like 5 years ago. But right now, you look at the last 3 national championships, and an SEC team did not even participate. Forget about didn't win. Didn't participate. Big Ten wins 3 straight national championships with 3 different teams, by the way, not just Alabama, in the SEC. 3 different teams go out and win a national championship with Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana. So that gives you some powerful votes for you like winning national championships, getting in the national championship, dominating with your best team in your conference being the best in the country. Then you start looking at the Big Ten, the fact that they did it with a lot of different groups gives you even more hope of saying, let's go Big Ten. But you start running down and go to the end of the conferences, and you start saying, well, the NFL still is drafting more players out of the SEC than any conference. So the Big Ten is getting better, and especially in the first round, the Big Ten's made a nice move to get an argument. But generally you say there's more players that are NFL players to be drafted in the SEC. The environments they play in, the SEC just rocks at a different intensity. It's just a little more crazy, but you got to admit the Big Ten's got some big giant stadiums. If you haven't been around to go Michigan State or some of the underrated places, they got good stadiums with good crowds. Wisconsin, I think the Big Ten has a fun time right now arguing why not us over the SEC. And so for me, I'm a little biased on this, okay? Because the SEC and Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, have gone crazy bragging about how good they are at football. Then they add, hey, look at our baseball teams and look at our gymnastics, and they're starting to get really cocky. And they had one good year of basketball, and they're so proud of saying we are the best. The SEC is absolutely the best. It's the minor leagues. It's like almost the pros. SEC is so much better than everybody else that we need to talk differently about them. To me, that is so damaging to college sports that I don't want to hear it. And fortunately, I think now we can look at the SEC and say it's not true. No, there are others out there that also represent at the highest level under any criteria the best conference in the country. So let's start calming down and doing what's best. If the SEC would have done what's best for college sports all the way, I'd be rooting for them. But I don't think Greg Sankey has. And this, idea where he's threatening, right now in modern times, maybe we ought to just break away. Maybe we ought to, instead of working with Congress, they don't like what's going on with possible new laws affecting college sports. They say, maybe we need to break away and become our own small minor league or whatever and get all the TV ratings and all that kind of stuff. And I go, that is just the worst thing I've ever heard. So for me, I'm going to be biased today, not objective. It's so close, and there's a lot of criteria that would say the Big Ten, but because I think the SEC is hurting college athletics with Greg Sankey in charge, not helping, I'm absolutely going to say the Big Ten. Big Ten's number one. Big Ten's best. Win another national championship. I hope the SEC doesn't even have a team in the championship game. I hope it continues because they got to eat a little humble pie. With ESPN being their main and really only now, CBS is out, so their contract's with ESPN. Who's pumping out more sports than anybody in the world for people to watch? ESPN. They're in bed with the SEC. It's so biased. Paul Feinbaum is one of their main contributors on sports shows, big football shows, right? He is totally an SEC hack. I mean, he is just an SEC guy, period, not objective at all. So they're just pumping this crap to us all the time. I'm definitely waving the giant flag. Big Ten, best academically and best in sports.
So here's my question to kind of wrap up our conversation, and I know we can go on forever about this, but we only got a few minutes here. But I do want to get your quick point on it, and that is, the 5-for-5 rule was put in place, and now all of a sudden you've got a judge in Denver, Colorado, that has come back and pretty much overturned it for the kids that graduated in the class of 2022. So my question, I brought this up earlier this morning, is how in the world can one single judge in Denver, Colorado make a decision that's going to affect all of college football or in this case, college football, because it's the first sport that we're going to play, but college athletics for the entire country? Like, I don't understand how these judges continue to be able to overturn rulings that sanctioning bodies have come up with, or, we even see it on the political world. I mean, how many judges have overturned something that the president of the United States has tried to put into play? Like, I think that until we get to the point where we can stop this, we're going to continue with this nonsense.
Wow. If you heard the opening of this hour, it was mentioned all the different platforms that you can be heard on or seen on when you're listening to us or watching us on this show right now. And now, we just been put on CNN and Fox News because everybody's listening to us now. Because you've taken your question up to a whole nother level of what the heck. One federal judge in one district with sets the law for the whole country until a court case can be heard, and the court case is about a year out, right? This is the Brendan Sorsby situation. If he wouldn't have got knocked down by the NFL and the Big 12 kind of attacking, he was going to get a play, even though he gambled, because one federal judge said, we're going to wait to have this court case completed, but you're innocent until proven guilty, so go play. And that's what's happening right now. If you don't know, there's a new rule that's starting out as we look forward to say, Avery Johnson is a good example. He went there, and this is his fourth season on campus at K-State. Fourth season, no redshirt years. So he is playing his fourth year. He's a senior. Used to be if you play 4 years with enough games each year, you are done with college. You have no more eligibility. They just changed the rule to say if Avery Johnson would like, he's a perfect example, and there's many others, if Avery Johnson would like, he can actually play for K-State next year in a fifth year, even though he has played every one of those previous 4 years. It's a new rule. There's other sides to it that make it make more sense than it sounds like, but Avery Johnson could do that. But the kid who was finishing last fall or spring, if it's basketball, didn't get included in that rule. So they played 4 years, and then the fifth year comes up this year, and they're going, sorry, that rule doesn't apply to you. So they ran to court and said, why doesn't it apply to us? And this judge just put a federal injunction in place saying, we got to let those people play. So now people that we thought were not eligible to play are ready for the new transfer portal window. Right now, the new transfer portal window has opened because all the people who only played 4 years ending last year can come back and say, I want to go to college for a fifth year. Let me play under the new rules. And it appears like that's going to happen. And it is just happening all over the place. I guess I'm learning more about government class than I remember that I should have learned in high school about you are innocent until proven guilty. What is a law? What is a federal judge? It is complicated. But you're exactly right. These kind of things have thrown curveballs in. And right now, that's why the Senate is discussing, and colleges are starting to accept the fact that they may want government intervention, because everyone says the NCAA has failed over the last 15 years, guys. And you can say that if you want, but really it's not the NCAA. It's the legal system. The legal system keeps jumping in and telling us what the rules are without the colleges who make up the NCAA getting to vote. We talk about the House settlement like it's no big deal, right? That's old news. That's a year and a half old right now. All that is a federal judge coming down and saying, here's the new NCAA rules according to the House settlement. So it is the biggest problem in college athletics is the laws keep getting changed by court cases, and these judges jump ahead. So I don't know. Send me back to my government class. Hey, I got another year of eligibility. I want to play high school football.
There you go.
I want to come back. Don't I get a fifth year if I go to government class and learn a little bit more about this? I'll play. How much fun would it be to be tackled by a 17-year-old right now?
Yeah, no, none. Zero. Won't be fun at all.
Come on, baby. That sounds awesome.
No, thanks. All right, Stan. Appreciate you as always, man. Have a good week. We'll talk again next Monday.
Okay, see you guys.
All right, thanks. There you goes, everybody. Stan Weber here on the Game Plan. We're back after this.
This portion of the Game Plan brought to you by Southwestern Remodeling, Wichita's full-line remodeler since 1970. See our project galleries at southwesternremodeling.com.
The Game Plan. KGSO.
KGSO is back with the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, coming up August 27th and 28th. Join Wichita's sports station as we support the Children's Miracle Network. Hear their powerful stories and help support our children in Wichita. It's the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, August 27th and 28th. And it's brought to you by
Truck Stuff, Jewelry Savers, Davis Liquor Outlet, the Wichita Technical Institute, the Sugar Shack, and Wichita Sports Station KGSO.
Are you looking for a better healthcare experience this summer? Kingman Healthcare Center is a full-service hospital with a 24/7 emergency room with little to no wait times. Our clinics offer same-day appointments and convenient scheduling for your annual checkups. Don't wait. Make your health a top priority and schedule your appointment today. You won't regret the short drive without the big city traffic. Exceptional care every time. To learn more, visit our website, kingmanhc.com.
Fox Sports. Fox Kansas is Wichita's home for exciting live sports action. Friday afternoon, Live Golf's biggest names battle through the second round in New York beginning at 1. Then on Saturday, it's another full day of Live Golf beginning at 11. And Major League Baseball division rivals square off as the Guardians battle the White Sox at 6.
Play ball!
And on Sunday, Live Golf crowns a champion beginning at 10 before IndyCar NICS Racing roars into Portland at 3. Fox Sports. Fox Kansas. Channel 24. Cox Cable Channel 4.
Even the finest jewelry needs repairs sometimes, and Wichita's first choice for full-service jewelry repair is Jewelry Savers. Whether you need ring sizing, stone setting, soldering, or shank repair, Jewelry Savers does it, along with lobster clasps, prong retipping, pearl restringing, chains shortened or lengthened, watch repair, watch batteries, watch bands, engraving, cleaning, polishing, even appraisals. Trust Jewelry Savers by Cabela's at K96 in Greenwich.
Jewelry Savers, we don't want $1 million, just a million friends.
Where'd you get that grin? Right above your chin. You know the place. Puts a smile on your face, and he's the one. Frozen custard fun. Made fresh every hour. It's your happy power. Top your day. With a smile.
Did you know my frozen custard is made fresh every hour? Or that our toppings are baked daily right in our stores? It's how we top your day with a smile at Andy's.
Are you in need of a new dentist? Check out 316 Dental at 13th and West Street. 316 Dental is now offering same-day services with the addition of a second dentist. That's right, same day. The hardworking team includes 4 hygienists and stays open late to fit your schedule. 316 Dental accepts most major insurance companies. Ask them about their new patient special that includes a comprehensive exam and x-rays. They also offer implants and Invisalign.
Care that soars above and beyond. 316 Dental.
For
Professional excavators and homeowners, safety always comes first, and safe digging is no accident. So before you begin your next digging project, remember to call Kansas 811 to have your underground utility lines marked for free. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. So play it safe. Put down the shovel, pick up the phone, and call 811 first. This message is brought to you by Kansas 811, reminding you that no matter if your digging project is big or small, don't make a judgment call. Always call 811 before you dig.
Right now, Rusty at Ford is making it easier than ever to save. Get 2.9% financing for 84 months plus a $1,000 rebate on all 2026 F-150s. With dealer discounts and 2 years maintenance on us, now's the perfect time to drive home in a new truck. Looking for something else? We have 500 new and used vehicles to choose from. And don't forget, we'll give you up to $5,000 over KBB for your trade. Visit rustyatford.com. Simply the best place to buy. With approved credit, 2 years or 25,000 miles maintenance. See dealer for details. Raptors not included.
Wichita's sports leader, KGSO, is brought to you by Devon James. Devon James Injury Lawyers. Call 888-8888.
That's 888-8888.
20 years old and still going strong. This is Wichita's home for sports talk, KGSO.
Our friends with Meadowlark Landscape and Design are waiting for you to give them a call this morning. Get on their list for the fall. It's fastly approaching, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot that needs to be done to your yard as we head into the fall, so you can make sure it looks good next spring. 316-880-0227, 316-880-0227. They've got everything you need to take care of your outdoor area. If it's fertilization, getting ready for the fall. If it's a new irrigation system, maybe you need some overseeding coming up this fall. Maybe you're still looking for that new patio or outdoor area to enjoy during the fall weather. It can all happen with a simple phone call. 880-0227. Meadowlark Landscape and Design is the official landscape company of KGSO and Steckline Communications. 522-1410. That's our maximum outdoor equipment hotlines. So I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this.
Okay.
And like I said this morning, I stepped away for a few days from the show, and all of a sudden you and Andy just let the sports world go to hell.
I don't know how it's our fault.
You got fights at the TBT, you got Tony Romo situation.
Hey, that one might work out for the better.
You think?
Well, yeah, you heard who they're having replace him in the broadcast booth for a while now, right?
Yeah, boy, there's a I don't know, a bowl full of joy.
Now, okay, hold on. Regardless of what you think of him as a player, because your opinion of him as a player is completely wrong, well, we're going to surpass that. Have you actually listened to any of the games that he's broadcast?
Yeah, I think he's boring.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think he's boring. That's the one thing about Tony Romo.
I'm done.
Look, Tony Romo may have got on people's nerves a little bit, and he got on mine a little bit as a broadcaster. But the one thing about when he was on with Jim Nantz, who I love Jim Nantz's calls. I think Jim Nantz is, one of the best in the business. But Jim Nantz can be a little dry himself. And Tony Romo brought Jim Nantz out of his shell a little bit.
Dude, Watt was good. Watt is good. He's good at this broadcast. There's a lot of people that are looking forward to this.
So the discussion was this. If you look at the other quarterbacks that are calling football games now, Tom Brady and Troy Aikman, Hall of Famers, if this would have happened to them, would they have been dismissed from their broadcast jobs?
I don't know.
I mean, that's the question. Is it the fact that Tony Romo's not a Hall of Famer? He was just an okay quarterback. Is this why he was released by CBS? Was this CBS?
He's not released. He's on a leave of absence, and this isn't.
He's not coming back.
This isn't necessarily a permanent change.
It's going to be permanent. He's on a. They use the word leave of absence, because they were dumb enough to just sign him to a huge 10-year, like $72 million deal. So they're trying to figure out a way out of that contract. That's why they use the word leave of absence. He's not coming back. You don't. Actually, it was a 10-year, $180 million deal. He's owed $72 million of it. You don't immediately announce his replacement with a guy like J.J. Watt if they had plans to bring him back. I don't know, Chuck. This is a kind of a crazy situation because I look at it this way. Now, if you look at the footage of Tony Romo, he obviously didn't tell the complete truth to the police. We get that. But there was at one point in time when he said in there that attorneys have said, don't do this, don't do that. So obviously he had either heard or been given some advice from people in the past of, hey, if you ever get pulled over, here's how you handle it. In the situation, like, I would like to know, like, how many people get pulled over after they've had a few drinks and admit, oh, yeah, I'm drunker than a skunk, just take me to jail now. Like, everybody lies.
Yeah, yeah. The best thing you can do, according to a DWI defense attorney, if you're ever pulled over and suspected of DWI.
What is an OWI, by the way? Because that's what he got charged with.
Operating while intoxicated.
Okay. All right. I guess
Same
I've never
thing,
heard to it.
driving, operating.
I haven't heard to it referred that way.
Just depends on the state's way of verbal, what their language is in their law or whatever. Same thing. Different word, same thing. But the best thing you can do is when a police officer asks you a question that could potentially either be a lie that can be held against you, or simply, even if you're telling the truth, something that could, if a question is asked that could potentially be held against you in a court of law in any way, shape, or form, simply plead the fifth.
And I know this
that's what they tell you you're supposed to do. Don't answer. You don't have to, by law, you do not have to answer.
Operating while intoxicated is not a laughing matter. Okay?
No, it's not.
I'm going to put that out there.
It's not.
But there was a moment in the video when the police officer said, have you recently or ever had any kind of head injuries or concussions?
Yeah, you want to go through them all?
He's like, well,
few different times.
Not recently, but do you know who I am?
Been hitting the head a lot.
Yeah. It was kind of one of those moments on the whole body cam. I was like, okay, that was kind of funny. Shouldn't be laughing at this, but that was kind of funny.
Now, that's where the answer could have worked in your favor. I'd have leaned into that if I was telling her, hell yeah, I got CTE like a son of a gun. Don't you know?
Have you not ever heard me on a broadcast? I think this was CBS's way of actually getting out of this contract. I think they were done with Tony Romo. And there's a lot of reports that say, like even last year during the playoff games, Jaguars, the higher seeded team, were at home to face the Bills in the wild card round. And Romo basically came out and said, I'm telling you what, the Jaguars can win this game. A lot of people were pissed because the Jaguars were the home team. They were the higher seed. He shouldn't have been making those kind of comments. Like, it was things like that Tony Romo had been doing over the last couple of seasons that got people all fired up. But you know what? To me, if you're going to bring a guy in that doesn't have the broadcast experience, the so-called broadcast etiquette, and you're going to bring in a former player, they're going to make remarks based off of being a player and not a broadcaster.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't necessarily. That's too broad of a net to cast because there's a lot of other players that have turned broadcaster that don't.
Have you not heard all the dumb things Chris Collinsworth has said over the years?
Well, I still think that's too broad of a net to cast.
I mean, has Troy Aikman not ruffled some feathers before on comments that he's made? I do. I think this was CBS's out to get away from Tony Romo.
You know what I think got Romo in the most trouble? The first couple of years that he was a broadcaster, everybody thought he was great, loved him because of the fact that the offenses were still very similar to obviously what he had just faced as a quarterback on the field. So there were times where he would predict, and correctly, what was getting ready to happen on the field.
I found that interesting at first, but it got old as that first season even went on.
Well, it got old. It got old as the first couple, 2 or 3 seasons got on. Then what happened is defensive schemes started to change. Offensive schemes started to change. Now he's trying to predict what's going on the field, and half the time he's wrong. And people are just like, shut up. That's where I think things have kind of started to wear out for Tony Romo. Now, I didn't mind him as a broadcaster still. I would rather listen to him than I would some other people out there. But I think J.J. Watt's going to do a fantastic job. And I think he's going to be better than you.
You're just saying that because he's a former Texan.
No, I'm not. No.
Who was he with before? I don't even know who he was with before.
I don't like the Cowboys, and I personally think Aikman's a great broadcaster.
Who was Romo or J.J. Watt with before? Who was he teamed up with? I don't even remember.
He was the number 2 team with Ian. What's his name?
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah. God bless America.
I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of his name right now either. Boy, that's kind of crazy because he's actually probably one of the better ones right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was considered their number 2 broadcast team.
I don't know. Like I said, I think this was CBS's out to try to get out from underneath that big contract that they offered him.
Ian Eagle.
That's right. And I still say this. Tom Brady, Troy Aikman, either one of those guys, the same thing happens. They're not getting rid of him. Wrapping up hour 2. Your phone calls. Come on, 522-1410.
This segment of the game plan is brought to you by Moneytown Pawn on Oliver, just south of Pawnee. Tools, electronics, firearms, jewelry, and more. Find what you need at Moneytown Pawn.
The game plan. KGSO. 40 to the 30. The Burgers are on.
High school football is almost here. And your one-stop source for all your high school football is your High School Football Guide from the Mid-America Sports Network. Stay tuned in and hear where you can pick up your copy. Catch each team's season schedule, read about each team and coach, and follow your favorite team all season long. It's the Mid-America Sports Network Football Guide, and it's coming to a location near you.
It's time for you to crave a taco with a touch of tradition. Taco Pronto is family-owned and has been operating for nearly 55 years. Taco Pronto makes all their food in-house from scratch using the freshest ingredients at prices that you can't beat. So come on in and take advantage today at Taco Pronto's daily specials to spice up your lunch, or grab a 12-pack of corn tacos for $11.99 for a quick dinner. Taco Pronto, 8385 West 21st Street North, and taste the difference for yourself and order online at TacoProntoWichita.com.
My name is Chance English. I'm the CEO of English Trash Service. With English Trash Service, you get reliable, personalized service. With so many other companies, the service goes down while the pricing goes up. We saw a need for reliability and customer service in the local trash market. We know you have many choices in the area. With us, we treat every customer like a neighbor. When you get your next bill, consider giving us a try. Visit our website at english-rentals.com. That's english-rentals.com.
Pride Ag Ace Hardware will get you ready for the lake now that summer is officially here. Start with the grill. Whether you need gas, pellet, or flat tops, Pride Ag has it all with top brands like Halo and Napoleon. Whichever one you choose, Meat Church Rubs, exclusively at Ace, will make your meat delicious. With the meat on the grill, keep your drinks cool with Yeti cooler and cups, and entertain the whole party with the Turtle Box speaker. Get everything you need to have fun at the lake this summer at Pride Ag Ace Hardware in Mays. 5204 North Mays Road.
Kingman Healthcare Center has been caring for patients of all ages for over 50 years. We are growing and now hiring. Kingman Healthcare Center is hiring RNs, CNAs, patient services manager, patient services representative, insurance biller, phlebotomist, and more. Kingman Healthcare Center offers competitive pay and comprehensive benefits, a positive, family-oriented work environment, and opportunities for growth. Kingman Healthcare Center is an equal opportunity employer. Apply online today at kingmanhc.com/careers.
Test drive a Grasshopper mower at Maximum Outdoor Equipment and Service. Grasshopper mowers offer decks with powerful and reliable operation, unmatched comfort, and a legendary cut that leaves your lawn smooth and manicured every time. Grasshopper mowers, committed to the cut. Visit Maximum Outdoor Equipment, south of 21st and Andover Road, or south of Kellogg on West Street, or MaximumOutdoor.com. We know mowers.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
When a person calls 988, they're connected to a crisis counselor.
Crisis is completely self-defined. If you're wondering if you should call, you should probably call.
A caller can expect to talk about coping skills, talk about resources, and ways to move forward beyond the call.
They can call us, they can chat, they can text, and when they come out on the other side, they're feeling better.
Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Sponsored by Headquarters Kansas and aired in cooperation with this station.
What did you listen to today? This is Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so
I tell you what, Chuck. I realize it's only 7:46 in the morning.
It's too early to be getting rickrolled.
I don't know about that. I know one thing. My stomach's already growling.
Taco Tico, it's all about the taste.
I think today, perfect day for a 2-for-5 combo.
Yeah.
A little combo burrito and taco burger will be my choice. Both of them only $5.
Nice.
You can do the taco burger, the combo burrito, the Sancho, 2 for $5. Two of the same, two different ones, doesn't matter. $5. Chuck, $5 is it. Add a little of that Reaper sauce to it. Man, you got a meal. Go by and see Taco Tico, 13th and Tyler, 35th and Rock Road, Arc City, El Dorado, Newton, Augusta, Derby. You can order online if you want. Pick it up at tacotico.us. It's all about the taste with Taco Tico. I know you guys went over this probably and exhausted this story like crazy, but since I wasn't on the show at the time, I haven't really had a chance to comment on my thoughts over everything that went down with the TBT and the Aftershocks and the Jayhawks hoops.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it was a bad look all the way around. There's no other way of putting it.
No.
It was too bad that innocent people got hurt to the point where it looks like it could be future surgeries and things involved for the young lady that was the reporter. The game, I watched the game, was out of hand from start to finish. And my question, I don't know if you guys had this take on it or not, or if this was even an angle, but my question is, does this harm? And even though, and I want to make this perfectly clear, because with everything that I read on social media centered around this, people were attacking both fan bases. Oh, that's a typical WSU fans, or that's typical KU this, right? Listen, I want to make this perfectly clear. Neither one of these teams have an association with the universities, other than the fact that players on the teams were alumni of them. But from a sanctioning body, the university, Wichita State University, the University of Kansas, they do not control what the Aftershocks or what Jayhawks Hoops does. They are their own organizations. They're not affiliated with the schools. So to blame one fan base over the other, I thought was a little bit ridiculous online. Number two is, here's a question I have. Because, though, it was alumni teams of both of these schools, do you think that this hurts any future matchups between Wichita State and KU on the basketball court?
Directly between the two schools and the actual basketball programs themselves, I wouldn't think so. I think that's going to continue to have to do more with, KU believing that for the most part, playing Wichita State doesn't benefit them in any way, shape, or form. And I know that there's some things that have changed since Marshall's years that have softened that stance a little bit. But for the most part, that's still the generalization as to why they don't play each other as often as what we would like to see.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello. Go ahead.
Hello?
We tried. Try back.
So, I mean, I don't think this university to university, I don't know that this incident really is going to have a direct effect on something like that. Like you said, this is a TBT thing. This is an alumni team thing. This is not a university issue.
Does this hurt Charles Koch Arena and future possible host in this event?
Now that is a possibility. I've even sat here and asked, could this spell the end of the Aftershocks? Because a lot of the current players on this team probably aren't going to be back anyway. Like, this current roster was kind of getting a little long in the tooth for this style of tournament and this style of play. You add on top of that, this happened.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, so a quick question, and it's for Chuck, but so do you hang the banner on the inside of the stadium then?
I still think that's a separate issue. Yeah, I still, again, my stance is, just like we're talking about, they're separate from the university in the fight happening. They're separate from the university in the fact that it's not a Wichita State Shockers banner. It's a Wichita Aftershocks banner, but they played their games in Charles Koch Arena. I have no problem with that banner hanging in Charles Koch Arena. That's where that championship was won.
Then kind of with that logic, I mean, doesn't Wichita State eat a big liability with what just happened?
Well, that'd be like saying that'd be like saying years ago when the Wichita Thunder and the Wichita Wind both played at the Kansas Coliseum, that if the Wichita Thunder had a game where multiple fights broke out and things got out of hand, that affected the Wichita Wind.
I mean, I don't think that's comparable at all. That was
Why is that? That's two different sports teams. This is still two different sports teams. One's directly tied to the university. One is only tied to the university based on the fact that it's alumni players. Other than that, the reality is they have nothing to do with each other. They just happen to play their home games there.
Yeah, but that's two teams like renting out a different facility and having, like, there was no real connection to the arena other than it was both of their actual arenas, and it wasn't a school name, and they weren't the Intrust Wind or the Intrust Thunder. They were, and this is affiliated with the school. I don't know. I just remember talking about it on our call, and I think one of us had said, and sadly, I hope we didn't predict it or cause this, but, we said, does that go both ways? If something bad were to happen, like, something breaks out or something, and then turn around a week later and here we go. So I don't know. Like, I still think that my argument is Wichita State has nobody should be upset at Wichita State. Nobody should be upset at KU. There is literally no true school affiliation left at this point.
Correct.
Other than alumni, which is why I go back to there is literally no school affiliation and no banner. But I don't know. I was just curious if your thought had changed on it or not. And then going back to your guys' talking about announcers, Who are the current players that you would like to see, really become announcers? I'm dying to see Jameis Winston become the color guy for one of the stations when he retires, if he ever retires.
Yeah.
Good night.
He'd probably be good.
I think he'd be. I would watch every one of his games. I mean, he's got a good sense of humor. His insight's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about current players. I'd have to think about that for a moment. Because honestly, outside of quarterbacks, you don't really hear a lot of them talk that much.
You know who I think would actually be really good if he were to polish himself up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not it wouldn't have to be a ton, but just enough to be TV appropriate. And I think that's Jason Kelce.
Well, he is already. He's on pregame shows.
I know he's on pregame shows. He does his but there's some things on even on pregame shows and his podcast that he can kind of say that probably during a broadcast maybe you might not be able to as much. Listen, I think he's not far from it. I think he'd be great.
All right, y'all have a good show.
All right, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. I think if Jason Kelce wanted that opportunity, it would have already been presented to him. I think they figured out that he's probably better fit for a pregame show.
And that may be true. But that wasn't the question that was asked.
Speaking of sinners, in fall camp, there's one sinner that has been plunked to the back of the head by his quarterback on a pass play. We'll talk about that more NFL next.
Your latest news on KGSO.
From the news desk, I'm Andy Hoosier. Voters say that as we go into the final days of primary election season for 2026, they are confused regarding the 3-day grace period on whether it's actually in effect or not to get your ballots in by Election Day or have a few days to get it in afterwards, as the Kansas State Supreme Court on Friday ended up holding the injunction allowing the 3-day grace period to continue after an attempt to block
any ballot that is postmarked on or before 7 p.m. on Election Day but that arrives after Election Day up until 5 p.m. on Friday, we will accept. None of our procedures here change.
That audio from Cake News. In a statement from the Secretary of State's office after the announcement from the Kansas Supreme Court, they say, quote, "We are disappointed that the justices declined to take up this case. It is absolutely the duty of the court to weigh in and settle this matter, not abdicate responsibility without any accountability." Early voting is still going on today with 20 sites open around Sedgwick County. From the news desk, I'm Andy Hoosier.
News on KGSO is brought to you by Phil's Coins, buying, selling, and trading coins, bullion, and jewelry. It's 9344 West Central and online at philscoins.com.
After the first week of training camp for the Kansas City Chiefs, things seem to be on track. The Chiefs will put on the pads starting today, something that gets Chris Jones very excited.
So I'm excited. Get it going. We haven't put the pads on yet, so I'm excited to put the pads on Monday and see where we stand.
On the injury note, coming out of camp for the Kansas City Chiefs over the weekend, rookie wide receiver Cyrus Allen left practice early with a possible leg injury, while Xavier Worthy left practice early on Saturday with a possible shoulder injury. That's a look at your sports from the Sports Desk. I'm Doug Downs. Sports Report brought to you by Burwell Construction. Decks, pergolas, patio covers, roofing, siding, windows, guttering, and more. 316-794-3430. Or online at burwellconstruction.com.
Looking for a new-to-you ride? For over 70 years, customers have trusted Rusty Egg Ford with quality vehicles and exceptional service. We have 500 used cars available with 150 Ford Blue Advantage certified. From fuel-efficient cars to tough trucks and versatile SUVs, you'll find quality, value, and selection all in one place. That's peace of mind with every mile. Buy with confidence at Rusty Egg Ford. Visit rustyeggford.com. Family owned and simply the best place to buy. See dealer for details.
It's time for you to experience the expertise in beer, wine, and spirits. With 2 locations across Wichita, Auburn Spirits is passionate about providing you with the most exclusive wines, unique beers, and world-class spirits. Whether it's for the big game, a night with family and friends, or any other special occasion, Auburn Spirits takes your celebration to the next level. Visit our east or west location in Wichita or find out more information online at auburnspirits.com.
Hi, this is Tyler Fee with Fee Insurance Group here in Wichita. To be a business owner in and around Wichita takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and most importantly, passion. Being protected can help give you peace of mind. Fee Insurance understands all your sacrifice, and we are passionate about helping Kansas businesses protect everything you have built. The Fee Insurance name and legacy is at the center of everything we do. Guiding you through the risk of owning a business, you can count on Fee Insurance. Find us at feeinsurance.com. Fee Insurance, forward together.
this is Leanne Womack. I fell in love with country music as a child listening to my dad spin records at a radio station. I always dreamed of hearing my own songs on the radio. I set a goal and achieved it. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Never let anyone tell you it's impossible. So if you have the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
This is Wichita's sports station, K230BY, 93.9 FM, 1410 AM, and 99.7 HD3. KGSO, Belle Plaine, Wichita.
KGSO weather.
We start you off clear and mild on this Monday. Highs this afternoon, working their way up into the middle 90s. Lots and lots of sunshine. Southeast breeze, 5 to 15, gust to about 25. Tonight, we're mostly starry. Lows drop to 73 by morning. For your day on Tuesday, mostly sunny and turning a bit hotter, a high near 98. I'm Cake meteorologist Frank Wall with your forecast.
At 8 o'clock, it's currently 88 degrees.
Broadcasting live from the KGSO studios in West Wichita. This is The Game Plan on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Welcome into hour number 3 of The Game Plan, right here on Wichita's number 1 for sports. That is KGSO. We've been doing it for over 20 years, all because all of you that listen to this station, starting with this show, can't thank you enough. Doug and Chuck hanging with you here for one more hour. Welcome in your phone calls, 522-1410, our Maximum Outdoor Equipment hotlines. And this portion of the show brought to you by our friends at Doc Greens in their 3 locations, Central and Hillside, Newmarket Square, Waterfront. You know all about Doc Greens. That's a place where you can get healthy for lunch, you can get full for lunch, but you don't feel really bloated afterwards. You know why? Because they have great salads, they have great wraps, they have great sandwiches, they have entree options that are available as well. So stop by and see our friends at Doc Greens. Again, one of their 3 locations, Central and Hillside, Newmarket Square, in the Waterfront, and enjoy a great lunch. Devin and his crew will take good care of you, I promise. Let's head off to the Maximum Outdoor Equipment hotlines. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, brother. Welcome back.
What's going on? Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you were out hopefully enjoying your time away, and all the rest of us were here in the fine city, Wichita, slaving in the hot heat. Although it's been actually a couple of nice days to where I rolled into Moneytown to mow yesterday while we were closed, and it was pleasant. It was not bad to be out there mowing when it's not 150% humidity, but welcome back.
Yeah, appreciate it. No, it's definitely been warm, but a couple cool downs, and now we're going to heat back up again. So just in time for all the fall football camps and stuff to get going.
100%. You're going to be doing probably, first 2 or 3 football games in 100 degree weather, and then by the time you finish up, it's going to be a foot of snow on the ground. So that's Kansas football at its finest right there. So, yeah, the morning news sports update. I think, I'm not sure the exact words, but he said the Chiefs camp is off to I'm not sure if he said good start, fast start, but I wake up this morning, and I'm not kidding. I'm just really trying to, as I'm, how should we say, doing a human function, I'm just trying to get through the first, 10 minutes of my morning, and every single meme, pop up or whatever, it's one person after another posting this play. I thought it surely had to be AI, but after about the 30th person posting, I'm like, no, this must be real. Patrick steps back 10 yards-ish and just literally straight square right in the back of the head pops his center with the pass. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about it. I teased it going into the break that I saw the same video of Mahomes. And, look, my thought on it is that everybody has their moments, right? Obviously, the ball slipped out of his hand or whatever it was. But it was kind of funny to watch. Yeah, it's basically kind of a center quarterback and just receiver workout. And Mahomes, 5-step drop, lets one rip over the middle, and just drills the center in the back of the head.
I mean,
it made me laugh.
it was perfect. I mean, it's like, it's like, okay, here we go. All sarcasm aside, I was hoping to find some video footage of, Patrick running around the pocket. How does it look like he's moving, on that leg? And but yeah, that's the only thing I could get to pop up. Everybody wanted to share that, and of course. Obviously, there's Chiefs fans listening, and they probably don't need to see that. None of the people that posted it were Chiefs fans that I'm friends with. So, yeah, it was all obviously Raiders fans, Cowboy fans, whatever, trying to make fun of it. But guess what? I'm sure if Patrick was here talking with us this morning, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just getting all those out of the system before the season starts, because once the season starts, I'm lighting you up." So, have you been following the quarterback season 3 that came out a few weeks ago?
I kind of started it, but I've only gotten through one episode, so I haven't really followed it. No.
Yeah. Well, Baker Mayfield, not obviously, he is one of the profiled quarterbacks in this season. And then obviously just happens to be a pretty big season, obviously, and start as far as Baker being in the news to the season, obviously. This guy is, every time I see him, he's always got Tampa, and he's old school. He wears the old Tampa Bay colors. He doesn't wear the new stuff, so he's always in the orange and white. And I'm not really sure. I'm sure he's supporting clearly Baker with 100%, but you can't like the way this is starting out. I was driving home, listening to the Fox guys in the afternoon, one afternoon last week after all this broke, and it was actually a gal that actually pointed out, a good point in regards to like the top 20 quarterbacks-ish and how much they're making and how many of them are making $50 million plus, which is apparently what Baker is saying that he deserved, more than a 2-year contract and one of the top tier. But when you start throwing out, statistics and what he's done since he's been at Tampa, and albeit she said, hey, last year they were just riddled with injuries. Obviously, all that wasn't on Baker. He had a lot of key people down, key receivers. He had, some injury issues. Clearly, you can't really say that, that's his fault, but it is actually reality. So, asking the Tampa Bay fan, do you want Baker to get paid and you want him to be happy? Or do you want the ownership not to just push in all the chips on Baker just yet? When if he gets hurt or they don't have they go 8-8 or 8-9, I think they went last year. So it's a pretty good debate, when you're paying a quarterback and where does Baker, and they didn't even have him in the top 20 as far as quarterbacks, but yet he's wanting to get paid like he is a top 10 quarterback. So I thought that was a pretty good, it was a very hot topic, obviously, to start the football preseason.
Yeah, and when you look at the top paid quarterbacks in the league right now, and I heard Baker's post game, I give him a lot of credit for this. Okay, and I've been on the show before, and I've said many times, like, I'm not an overly big fan of Baker Mayfield. I don't really mind him, but I mean, like, he is what he is, right? But when you look at the top paid quarterbacks right now in this league, and you've got Mahomes and Prescott, and I'm not going in order: Burrow, Allen, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Like, where does he really fit in this realm of quarterbacks? He averages $33 million a year now. Those guys I just mentioned are all in the $50 million mark. Like, would you put him right in the middle of all these guys? Would you put him towards the end? Would you put him behind them? I appreciate how Baker kind of handled it. He basically walked into the press conference, and the first question was asked about the contract, and he basically said, look, here's the deal. They've told me I'm a franchise guy. I expect them to pay me like a franchise guy. I think they've come in and changed this locker room and shown great leadership. That's why I feel like I need this money. I think I'm one of the top 20 quarterbacks in the league, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. And I'm not going to answer any future questions. I'm going to worry about the season in front of us, and I think we got a good enough team to make it.
There you go.
So I kind of appreciate the way he handled it. But I don't know with the guys that I just listed off where I put Baker Mayfield. I'm not sure if I put him in this group. I think he is the group below. Now, I'd put him ahead of Deshaun Watson. I'd put him ahead of Daniel Jones. I may put him ahead of Brock Purdy, but I don't know.
Yeah, the main thing for me is that, I'm concerned is obviously, you know what it feels like to be in the locker room, Doug. I'm just concerned, not necessarily for how Baker and his teammates feel about each other, at this point, but he's clearly stated, I told you guys I was done talking money once training camp started. So you can't come up on me and say, hey, no, this is what we can do for you, Baker. No, if he sticks to his guns, my concern is what happens if Baker starts out the way he did last year. Because last year, 6 games in, and they talk about it on, I'm not going to tell you what happens. He's in season 3. But what happens if he starts out the season and he's in the MVP talk like he was last year, and he's playing healthy, and he's rolling, and everything's good, and it looks like, clearly what I probably would have preferred, not that he said anything wrong, but for Baker when they're, at that interview, and for him to say, listen, I'm not doing any other commenting on this. This is my statement. This is what I'm doing. But I want my players, and he did mention, I want my players to get paid because there's some other people other than Baker that are negotiating contracts with Tampa Bay. I want my teammates compensated, and here's the deal. They didn't compensate me to what I thought, based on our conversations, that I was supposed to have gotten paid. But I'm going to get paid whether Tampa Bay pays me or another team pays me. I will get my money. And he said, I'm just going to go out and have a great season. So is the owner going to roll up on Baker if, Tampa starts out 7-0 and Baker's got league-leading stats and say, hey, come up on him and try and shake his hand or pat him on the shoulder? How's that conversation going is my concern, as a person on that team. Is there going to be so much, tension, between management and ownership that it somehow affects team chemistry or something like that? For Tampa Bay fans, I hope that it doesn't, but it's going to be a fun dynamic to follow going into the season. Exactly,
and that's why Baker shut down contract talks as soon as training camp started. That's called betting on yourself. Otherwise, if he didn't think that he were going to be able to play to the level that he did to begin the year last year, to where he deserves a bigger contract than what they were offering, he would have either signed what they were offering or he would continue to negotiate with them. But when you shut it down at this time of year and you don't have anything past the remaining year left on your contract, that's understanding the situation and betting on yourself. And if he plays like he did if he plays all the way through this year, even remotely like he did the first half of last year, somebody will back the Brinks truck up for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I just, like I said, the dynamics of, I'm not saying that they are. Clearly, I would hope that none of the owners, the GM, whoever, the people, the powers that be that decide what Baker gets paid are sitting back going, since we were going down this road, it probably wouldn't be all that bad for the bank account for Baker to have a little tweaked knee, starting mid-season or towards the end of season, something like that. Because you're right, Chuck, if he goes on and goes on a roll, because that's what he's done. He's all in on himself, and he's betting that he's the MVP quarterback that he thinks that he is. If he has that season, it's not going to be good for Tampa, but it's definitely going to be good for Baker. Guys, have a great Monday. Good start to the week.
All right, thanks, James. Appreciate it. All right, 522-1410 if you want to weigh in. I appreciated the way he handled the press conference.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think he's upset at Tampa Bay.
Well, I mean, upset, no, disappointed, yeah. And here's what's funny to me about these guys in these press conferences. I don't know if you've noticed this or not if you watch press conferences, but dudes are getting a little bit more bold in some of their statements. Because he basically got up there and said, hey, look, I've brought a lot to this organization. They've told me this and that. What they tell me and their actions seem to be two different things. Like, you're basically in front of the media talking crap about your boss. But because of the players' union and the fact that he does have a contract for this season, there's really nothing they can do,
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. Matt Rule did the same thing. I don't know if you saw this or not. And I know a lot of you listen to the show, you don't follow Nebraska the way I do. And I really haven't followed him as close this year as I have in years past. But he basically said the same thing at the Big Ten media conference. Like, he walked in, sat down, and said, if you guys in the media are going to do nothing but talk about how tough our schedule is, please get up and leave. because we want a tough schedule. We use that as a recruiting tool. When we go talk to recruits, we say, hey, we got a chance. We get to play Indiana. We get to play Ohio State. We get to play Michigan. Like, we use that as a tool.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to sit out here and make it a bad thing. And I think that, these guys are using these press conferences now to kind of get their point across of what you all media people talk about, guys like you and I, as a negative, we view it as a positive.
Yeah. Here's the real story.
Right. So it's kind of interesting. Timmy on Facebook Live says, if anything shows that KU and WSU should be playing, nothing wrong with a little heated rivalry. If the refs do their job, it's one of the reasons why I'm not a Bill Self fan anymore. He also said it could have been worse for Mahomes. He could have thrown it right to Cooper DeJean. Oh, wait. If you haven't had a chance to see that play, look, this is not a dig on Mahomes. It happens to everybody. It was just funny. And his reaction to it was even funnier.
Well, not only that, but the video that I saw of it, it was for me, it was a combination of the center gets hit in the head. He just stands there. Yeah. Mahomes just leans over like, oh God. And then behind him, Andy Reid just hands on hips, doesn't even move. So you can only imagine what's going through Reid's mind. Mahomes is like, did I just do that? It was so funny.
I mean, obviously the ball slipped out of his hand. You can kind of tell that by the way it left his hand.
I mean, just pow!
Just plunked him right in the back of the head. The receiver was covered anyway, so it probably worked out for the best.
Well,
522-1410 if you want to weigh in this morning. We always love your phone calls here on the show.
If you're the center, you got to be sitting there going, what the hell was that?
Well, look, I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes behind you. Probably the last thing you expected was to get plunked in the back of the head with a football, right?
Oh.
It was fun. It was funny. The funny thing to me, and this is where I guess I get a lot of enjoyment out of the few times that I'm on social media, and that is to see and hear all the comments that people make about stuff. And that's what makes sports so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Or should make it fun. Some people take it way too far. That's for sure.
No, that's the bad part of it.
All the other stuff that goes on with it.
Here it is.
Blunk.
Doink!
I think it would have been better if he would have caught the ball himself.
I know.
And then took off running and then went to Andy Reid and said, hey, this should be a new play. We should put this in.
And the thing of it is, because of the drill that it is, the center's literally, he hikes the ball and then he's just standing there, elbows on his hips, just standing there.
I'm surprised he didn't turn around and was like, what the hell was that?
Wasn't standing straight up or nothing. Elbows on hips, bent over in a crouch, and bam!
Man, we got NFL football that starts Thursday. You know what, though, I think they need to do? They need to, as big of a deal as the Hall of Fame is for the NFL, I can't believe that they make the first preseason game the Hall of Fame game. Like, that needs to be the first regular season game, doesn't it?
Yeah, you would think so.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hello, go ahead.
Good morning, fellas.
Joey, how you doing?
Joey.
Good morning, fellas. Good. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Hey, the center there, if he was smart, you got your golden child behind you, he should turn around and say, my fault, I was in the wrong spot. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I stood up too high. Sorry.
Yeah, he should definitely take the blame on that one. So, because everything kind of goes around him, and everybody's contract kind of goes around him, and one of the reasons why probably his contract is where it's at has to do with the guy that just threw that football. So, I would probably take the blame on that one if I was him. So.
Yeah, maybe he should have. I don't know. I at least would have turned around and been like, dude, like, seriously?
What did I do?
Yeah. Hey, I heard a comment earlier. They're not really talking about a banner, are they?
What do you mean?
for the TBT.
Oh, they've already hung a
Yeah,
banner
the
up in Coke
Aftershocks.
Arena.
Yeah, they hung a banner in the arena for last year's championship.
All right. Okay. So if they've already hung a banner, then my statement I made last week, and I know, Doug, you were out.
But listen,
my statement
it is going to come
week,
down. It is going to. They only hung it up for the tournament. It is coming down. It's not hanging there permanently. Just so you know that.
Oh, it was just as up there for the tournament.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, so it's not something that's permanent.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, because the statement I made last week, and this is one of the things that I'm just a little upset with WSU about with this incident, is I can remember back when they won the thing, how WSU kind of capitalized on this about how, drawing excitement around the program. This is bringing some excitement around WSU basketball. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love Kevin Saul. I love what he's doing over there. But even he came on your program and was kind of drawing off the excitement of them winning the TBT. And then when the incident happened, just a very short statement of basically we have nothing to do with this. That's what kind of upset me last week with all of this.
Yeah, but I think you can support the TBT. I think you can support your former players. But when it comes right down to are we involved? No. And listen, there was something that happened prior to the TBT, and I'm not going to go in details about it, but there was something that was going on prior to the TBT, and I had to make a phone call to Kevin, and Kevin's words to me were, look, man, I have nothing to do with it. Like, I don't tell them what to do, how to do their thing. All that runs through them. None of that runs through any department in Wichita State. We're happy to have them here. We support them. We're glad that they're winning because it does generate excitement for basketball inside Charles Koch Arena. But from a standpoint of I can make this decision, I have nothing to do with it. So that's kind of always been their stance on it, and I get that.
Yeah. No, I get it too. I just, I just seemed a little standoffish, and maybe that's the best. Maybe it is the best thing for him to do with what happened, but. Yeah, I mean, to me though, you can't. When the things are good, you can't try to draw off of it and benefit from it. And then when things are bad, you just kind of put the stiff arm up and want to walk away and separate yourself from it. So I don't know. That was just my point on the whole thing. But I don't know. I hate the fact that I don't hate the fact that here we are another week and still kind of talking about it. But
well, look, that's my fault because I wasn't here last week, and so I didn't get a chance to really comment on it.
Yeah. So, but baseball trade deadline is today the day?
Today's the
Or is
day.
it already passed?
Nope, today's the day.
Yeah. So, kind of curious. I know there was some big ones yesterday. Kind of curious if we see any more today. I'm not quite sure, but I guess we'll see. So Royals haven't really done anything yet. So maybe they're just going to stand put.
They traded away a couple of pitchers, an outfielder and a pitcher for some prospects in return.
But nothing. I mean,
no, nothing. Nothing really that moves the needle. No.
Yeah. So I mean, to really a tough one this weekend for the Royals going out to Colorado. I mean, two not really good baseball teams, and you would think they would have at least done something out there. But I don't know. Kind of interesting, but no, I'm kind of curious to see what happens today. If there's going to be any big name or anything. So we'll see.
Well, the big one's already gone to who.
Yeah, I know. So I don't want to. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So
at this point, Joey, and I'm only going to say this once. If it comes down to Yankees Dodgers in the World Series, I will have to root for the Yankees in that one.
Whoa! Oh, man. Happy Monday.
I know. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm saying it.
Wow. Bold statement.
Yeah.
Down with the Dodgers.
I'm going to pull over at my next stop and buy a I'm going to pull over at my next stop and buy a lottery ticket.
There you go.
So, there we go.
All right. Got to run.
All right, guys. Hey, have a good Monday.
All right, we'll see you. Back after this.
This segment of the game plan is brought to you by Moneytown Pawn on Oliver, just south of Pawnee. Tools, electronics, firearms, jewelry, and more. Find what you need at Moneytown Pawn.
The game plan. KGSO.
KGSO is back with the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, coming up August 27th and 28th. Join Wichita's sports station as we support the Children's Miracle Network. Hear their powerful stories and help support our children in Wichita. It's the second annual SC Wichita Cares for Kids, August 27th and 28th. And it's brought to you by
Truck Stuff, Jewelry Savers, Davis Liquor Outlet, the Wichita Technical Institute, the Sugar Shack, and Wichita Sports Station KGSO.
Are you looking for a better healthcare experience this summer? Kingman Healthcare Center is a full-service hospital with a 24/7 emergency room with little to no wait times. Our clinics offer same-day appointments and convenient scheduling for your annual checkups. Don't wait. Make your health a top priority and schedule your appointment today. You won't regret the short drive without the big city traffic. Exceptional care every time. To learn more, visit our website, kingmanhc.com.
Right now, Rusty at Ford is making it easier than ever to save. Get 2.9% financing for 84 months plus a $1,000 rebate on all 2026 F-150s. With dealer discounts and 2 years maintenance on us, now's the perfect time to drive home in a new truck. Looking for something else? We have 500 new and used vehicles to choose from. And don't forget, we'll give you up to $5,000 over KBB for your trade. Visit rustyatford.com. Simply the best place to buy. With approved credit, 2 years or 25,000 miles maintenance. See dealer for details. Raptor's not included.
For over 55 years and 2 generations, the Southwestern Remodeling Professionals have been providing homeowners in the Wichita area with a truly unique luxury remodeling experience. From the initial consultation through project design and production, our team provides concierge-style service with a true focus on the best quality products and professional installation. Are you ready to experience something truly different? Give us a call today at 263-1239 or visit southwesternremodeling.com.
Are you in need of a new dentist? Check out 316 Dental at 13th and West Street. 316 Dental is now offering same-day services with the addition of a second dentist. That's right, same day. The hardworking team includes 4 hygienists and stays open late to fit your schedule. 316 Dental accepts most major insurance companies. Ask them about their new patient special that includes a comprehensive exam and x-rays. They also offer implants and Invisalign.
That soars above and beyond the 316 Dental.
Pride Ag Ace Hardware will get you ready for the lake now that summer is officially here. Start with the grill. Whether you need gas, pellet, or flat tops, Pride Ag has it all with top brands like Halo and Napoleon. Whichever one you choose, Meat Church Rubs, exclusively at Ace, will make your meat delicious. With the meat on the grill, keep your drinks cool with Yeti cooler and cups, and entertain the whole party with the Turtle Box speaker. Get everything you need to have fun at the lake this summer at Pride Ag Ace Hardware in Mays. 5204 North Mays Road.
Professional excavators and homeowners, safety always comes first, and safe digging is no accident. So before you begin your next digging project, remember to call Kansas 811 to have your underground utility lines marked for free. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. So play it safe, put down the shovel, pick up the phone, and call 811 first. This message is brought to you by Kansas 811, reminding you that no matter if your digging project is big or small, don't make a judgment call. Always call 811 before you dig.
KGSO Studio, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. Find them online at renewalbyanderson.com. Play games, win prizes, set reminders, and listen to your favorite KGSO shows by downloading our app today.
Welcome back into the game plan on Wichita Sports Station KGSO, coming to you live from the Renewal by Anderson Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Excited to be here with you. I'm Sasha Bushka. He's Chuck Fairweather, filling in for Doug for these last couple segments of the hour. Phone lines are open, 316-522-1410. That is the Maximum Outdoor Equipment hotline. And I'll kind of take it where you want if you want to call the show, because I know they've covered a lot of ground here on the game plan already this morning. I'll try not to screw it up these last 30 minutes. Chuck, how we feeling today?
Man, good weekend. Had a good weekend, and have rolled right through the show this morning. It's been a quick show so far.
Yeah, good. I'm excited to hear that. I had a good weekend as well, nice and relaxing. I know I've got a story up here in front of me, and this is something that came out, I believe, on Friday, maybe after the game plan on Friday, which is why you guys haven't had a chance to talk about it yet. Jay-Z and I talked about it a little bit Friday afternoon, but Paul Mills has inked a contract extension that takes his deal through the 2031 season. So his original 5-year agreement was set to expire in June 2028. This one will now expire in June 2030, June 30th. So fair or foul for Paul Mills to get a contract extension at this point in the contract?
I would say definitely fair, right? Was he? I mean, he was going into what, his final year?
I agree. No, he had 2 years left, right?
Okay.
And so that's why, like, some fans are questioning, right? Did it need to occur right now? Because obviously this season's getting set to start. He's not going anywhere before this season. And I think there was some fans that were thinking, like, hey, wait till the end of this season, see how the season goes, and give him an extension. But the way I see it is, I think Wichita State's kind of getting ahead of the game, right? Because if they have the season that they expect to have this year, there could be suitors for Paul Mills after this year. And so at least you showed a sign of good faith that you gave him the extension with 2 years left on the deal. And even if you have to give him another extension after this year or what have you, at least you showed a sign of good faith early on. And there is a quote from Kevin Saul in a statement. Paul Mills has built a strong and sustainable foundation for Shocker basketball, evidenced by consistent year-over-year improvement, back-to-back postseason appearances, and a most recent 24-win season. Just as importantly, with great character and integrity, he and his staff are developing young men who represent Wichita State with excellence in the classroom, in competition, and throughout our community. I can't disagree with anything Saul said in the statement. I think they're getting ahead of it, and it's better to be proactive than reactive. We've found that out over the years with Shocker Hoops. With that, let's go to the phones. Welcome to the game plan. How we doing this morning?
And leave it to Sasha B to be on the pulse of Wichita sports. I literally was just having this conversation with a Shocker season ticket holder this morning at the gym, and he's like, man, I don't know why they had to, they could have waited. And I'm like, is it not the same thing that I was literally just discussing with the boys, Sasha? Is it not the same Baker situation? I mean, it's kind of pay him if you pay him now, and he has a great season. You got him for what potentially could have been a whole lot less. Or a lot more, obviously. You don't pay him, and Mills goes out and, wins the league, makes it into the tournament, wins a tournament game, and now you've got to pay him stupid money because guess what? Other people are wanting to pay him stupid money. So it's kind of one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't type things. So I guess it just depends on what kind of gambling man you are, right, when it comes right down to it.
Yeah, and listen, it gives you the opportunity to increase the buyout, and we haven't gotten financial details yet. I know the Eagle is working on getting those details, but it gives you an opportunity to increase the buyout. So if another school comes calling, they have to pay that much more to pry him away, and you can't just increase the buyout all of a sudden at the end of next season because he had a good year. You can give him a new contract, but you can't increase the buyout at that point. And so I think it's staying proactive. It's staying ahead of the situation. And it's not like he hasn't done anything yet, right? In 3 years, last year was the best season yet by far. He came in with way more of a bare cupboard than what Isaac Brown came in when he took over. And also, I think one of the things we talked about on Friday is Paul Mills' strength, it appears, is retention. And that didn't really work in his favor those first couple of years because he was retaining guys that weren't his guys, that weren't his system, and he continued to retain those guys because that's what he's good at. But last year was really the first year that it was mostly his own guys. And now he retains those into this year, and it's the opportunity to build his own program. And I think that retention strength is going to start to work in his favor now that he's recruited his own players.
And I think that would be the next thing I would have in that conversation, Sasha. Is the bigger thing as far as him getting paid the fact that he has I think I saw somewhere there's only one other team that has as many players returning, but I also have that same season ticket holder posing the other side that you can't not talk about. Is it because of the coach, or is it because they took care of players that weren't going to get taken care of in the NIL somewhere else? That's a fair point. I mean, how do we know, what they are getting paid, and they came back because, of what they were going to be able to do at Wichita State? You would like to think, as a Wichita State fan, which clearly I know you are, Sash, and I am obviously too. I plan on being at a lot of games next year. You would like to think that it is because of Mills and because of what he did. I mean, the dude, literally, we talked about it, maybe could have almost died last year. It came back strong. Yeah, came back stronger than heck. I've seen coaches, i.e. Coach K, have back issues for the worst season he ever had. Obviously, none of those losses went on his record, but that's a conversation for another day. Paul Mills coming back and being the strong leader that he was for his team, even with those health. And you have to hope as a Shocker fan that these boys are coming back because they want to do something special this year in the AAC and have it all be for the right reasons. So you guys have a great rest of the show, Shoff.
Yeah. Thanks, James. Appreciate the call.
Take care, man.
Yeah. Well, and go ahead, Chuck.
I was going to say the other part of this, too, is getting this extension done now. If you believe that Paul Mills, everybody's really high on the Shockers this year.
Right.
And if you believe that Paul Mills is going to have the season and the basketball team in general is going to have the season that everybody thinks that they're going to have, you may have likely saved yourself a couple bucks too.
Yeah, potentially. And I think I want to touch on something that James mentioned there. I think some of the retention early on, right, those first couple of years, you could argue was a case of guys not having a lot of better options, right? And it's like, I'm at Wichita State. They're willing to keep me, and nobody's really knocking on my door in the portal to give me a bunch more. I don't think that was the case this year, right? I think guys like Dylan Battie, TJ Williams, Will Berg could have gone out in the portal and gotten big paydays, and Mills was able to convince them that building something at Wichita State was a better option for them. And I think the quote in one of the articles was, "The grass is greener where you water it," right? And I think that's true in a lot of cases, but it's hard to convince these 20-year-old kids of that fact, right? Because they see these dollar signs thrown out to them, and it's a short-term gain situation. But the reality is if you end up leaving college with a place to call home, with a place that you can go back to for the rest of your life, that's probably going to be more valuable than a few extra bucks in the portal. And if you go to 4 different schools in 4 years or 5 different schools in 5 years, you're not going to have a place that really wants you to come back, right? That wants to see you the rest of your life. And building roots can sometimes be more valuable than a few extra bucks on the front end. Most of these guys are going to play professional basketball in some regard in the future anyways, right? Maybe not in the NBA, but in a league somewhere. And so college shouldn't be all about making money. If you can put some money in your pocket while you're there, great. But I've said this multiple times over the last couple of weeks. I think this season is somewhat of an inflection point for Wichita State basketball. I think that when you look at NIL, right, most of these schools, especially all the other schools in the conference that the Shockers play in, they have a lot of mouths to feed with the football team, right? They've got 85 to 100 scholarship players that are looking for an NIL buck with the football team. And I think there was a time, if NIL would have come into the picture in the heyday of Shocker basketball, there would have been enough money to go around to pay the 10 to 15 guys on a basketball team that need to get NIL dollars and be very competitive in that regard. And I think we're getting back to that point. But if you have the right kind of season this year, you start filling Koch Arena again, you get the boosters back on board, then I think that money can really start flowing into where, yeah, you can retain the guys you want, but you can also go out and get a big fish in the portal or pay more to the guys you're retaining. And it'll be interesting to see after this year, because a lot of the guys that they wanted really bad to come back this year that did, they have multiple years of eligibility left. So can we keep a guy 3 and 4 years in the program? And that'll be an interesting thing to see as this year progresses. If they can do what they're expecting, right? If they can win the American Athletic Conference, if they can make an NCAA tournament appearance, maybe even make some noise in the NCAA tournament, I think you can retain a lot of guys, and I think those dollars will start flowing in.
Yeah, couldn't agree with anything that you just said anymore, man. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Another quote from Kevin Saul in this article: Paul's commitment to player development and roster continuity has positioned our program for continued success in an ever-changing college basketball landscape. We are fortunate and grateful to extend our partnership with Paul, and we have tremendous confidence in the direction, momentum, and championship vision he is building for Shocker basketball. Another thing I'll point out in this, or another news story coming out of college basketball and really college sports in general over the weekend, is that it seems like some of these 5-for-5 guys are winning their court cases. Meaning, and that affects Shocker basketball directly, because if this goes through all the way, and anyone who is in their 5th year post-high school that has only used 4 years of college eligibility would get another year, that is Karan Boyd and Kenyon Giles. And I don't know if they're going to expand roster sizes, what they're going to do to accommodate for that. It's kind of unfair to a school like Wichita State that probably could have retained those guys, but they thought they were out of eligibility. So they went and filled up their roster like any responsible program would do, and now all of a sudden they're getting eligibility back. I don't know if they're going to expand roster sizes, what they're going to do in that regard. I doubt we have dollars left available for them. So my sense is that Karan Boyd and Kenyon Giles will just, if they go play another year of college basketball, they'll be in the portal. They'll go play for someone else, which kind of stinks, because I think they're guys who really, in their 1 year at Wichita State, ingratiated themselves to the fans and the program and would have loved to play another year here. If I had a wish list, this is going to sound, people are going to think this is crazy because of the season Kenyon Giles had. But if they said, we're going to expand all the rosters by one spot, and we had one spot that we could bring one of those guys back, I think based on the current roster construction of Shocker basketball, Karan Boyd would be the guy you want. Karan Boyd is a defensive stopper that is not redundant with anything else you have on the current roster, that can play that wing spot. And I think they did a nice job of kind of filling in with guards that will not do exactly the same things as Kenyon Giles, but will fit this team well. But time will tell on that story. It stinks because guys have been working all summer to get ready for the season, and now all of a sudden there's going to be a bunch of guys going back on rosters to replace guys that thought they were going to have a bigger role on a team. Time will tell what the Shockers do in that regard, for sure.
Yes, sir. Very well put. I got nothing to add.
There you go. Hey, one segment left in the game plan, talking Shocker hoops. We'll get into some more NFL stuff on the other side. I was only here this last 2 segments, so I know Doug and Chuck covered the gamut, but we'll get back into it. Maybe talk about Jadeveon Clowney. I know near and dear to Chuck's heart. You're listening to Wichita Sports Station, 1410 AM, 93.9 FM, KGSO. It's the game plan. Stay with us.
Call the game plan now on the Maximum Outdoor Equipment phone lines at 522-1410.
The game plan. KGSO.
Want to hear more of KGSO? Don't forget to download our app today. Fill out weekly surveys, register to win great prizes, listen live, message our shows, and so much more. Plus, get reminders of special programming and games you don't want to miss. Just find SC Wichita in your app store and make KGSO your new favorite app. It's Wichita Sports Talk, right on your phone. Download the SC Wichita app today with Wichita Sports Station, KGSO.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
The
best barbecue deal in town is at Hog Wild. Right now, Hog Wild is serving up a $5.99 meal that's big on flavor and easy on your wallet. Get a one-meat sandwich, your favorite classic side, and a drink, all for just $5.99. Want brisket? Upgrade to our tender slow-smoked beef brisket for only $1.50 more. Pulled pork, juicy chicken, and hot links. Everything is smoked fresh, made daily, and piled high. This is real barbecue at a price that's hard to beat. When you want big flavor and a big deal, head to Hog Wild for the $5.99 meal deal today. Great food, great price, great barbecue. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 6 locations in Wichita, also in Derby, El Dorado, Hutchinson, and Salina.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. Hog Wild, get some for you. But don't be late, we close at 8.
Imagine a tropical paradise where the sun always shines and the fun never ends. Welcome to Blast Off Bay, the ultimate indoor water park. Catch a wave on our state-of-the-art surf machine, unwind with a cold drink at the poolside bar, or relax in our warm, inviting hot tub. Then get ready for thrills on 11 exciting water slides that'll take your breath away. Hungry? Enjoy pizza, burgers, wings, and more. Open 365 days a year with a perfect climate every day. Don't wait. Plan your escape today to Blast Off Bay.
Every school pickup line has a main character. Most days, it's the kids. But once a year, a parent pulls up in a brand new Kia Telluride. And suddenly, all eyes are on Mom.
Is that the new one? I heard it comes in a hybrid now. I heard it has heated seats in all 3 rows.
And for a moment, the kids aren't the only ones in the spotlight. This August, let that parent be you, because Mom deserves to shine too. Or if it's your student's turn to get behind the wheel, find great starter cars like the K4 sedan and K4 hatchback. Plus, you can get 0% financing on brand new Sportage and Sorrento models. And every new Kia is backed by our unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Whichever model you choose, we have big savings on great vehicles for that main character energy. Only at Midwest Kia.
We want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
With approved credit, see dealer for details. Warranties a limited powertrain warranty.
NFL, college, and high school football. It's all right here on Wichita's sports station, KGSO.
Welcome back into the Renewal by Anderson studios. Excited to have you on the game plan this morning. Love our listeners, love our calls. And without further ado, let's go to the Maximum Outdoor Equipment hotlines. Welcome to the game plan. How we doing this morning?
How we doing? Wakey. Shasha, early morning, eh?
Early
Aftershock.
morning.
What happened?
Little fill in. Back to the aftershocks. Yeah. Listen, it was it marred a good night, which should have been a fun night for the state of basketball in Kansas. And it's a reality of 2 schools that rarely play with 2 fan bases that are intermingled into a crowd, and it created a tinderbox that the TBT was not ready for.
Ooh, tinderbox. Good word choice, man. Yeah, I watched what transpired a few days ago. They tabbed it as the smoke at the Koch.
Smoke and Charles Koch. That was Jay-Z's deal.
There it is.
Yeah, that was Jay-Z's deal.
Man.
Yeah.
Woof. Man, it was a little bit a little generic Malice at the Palace, huh? A little great value Malice at the Palace, huh?
Yeah, but the tickets were a little bit more affordable than getting into the arena in Detroit. So yeah, it was a Malice at the Palace, unfortunately, right? And I think the whole thing started with the second quarter scrum and all the players getting ejected. And I think if that wouldn't have happened, the after the game thing probably wouldn't have happened. You had 6 guys on each side that had to play a lot more than what they were expecting, and they were frustrating each other. And Marcus Keene he lost his cool after the game. And it's unfortunate. What I said last week is a lot of people are kind of dismissing this as Marcus Keene is not an actual alum of the Shockers, so you don't have to worry about that. But But listen, he represented the Aftershocks for 2 years, and I think he was trying to embrace the community. It just kind of it all went to smithereens in one moment there.
Oof, smithereens. Excellent word choice once again. What about how about Hard Knocks coming Tuesday? That's tomorrow. Hard Knocks, Seattle Seahawks. Are you ready, or are you ready?
You know what? I have watched Hard Knocks before, but I haven't been a big follower of the franchise, right? It's not something like I set up appointment television for every single year. But it's
brother.
Hey, they got the Super Bowl champs. I can get behind that.
Correct.
Come on now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, hey, Chucky Fairweather, a.k.a. Chucky Greatweather, in the building. Come on now.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Chuck, are you excited about Hard Knocks?
No. I'm not a big Hard Knocks fan.
Oh man, that's 0 for 2. 0 for 2, Coach. 0 for 2. Now we
I know.
popped up and we grounded out. We grounded out, man. 0 for 2. All right. Well, look, Chucky Fairweather. Hey,
you didn't
there
even
was
know
no
it was.
left turns last weekend.
I was say you didn't even know that yesterday. I get a text
to the Fairweather Mafia.
I get a text yesterday.
Notified.
Who's winning NASCAR today? I was like, well, nobody. It's an off weekend.
Oh man.
It's a bye week.
Bye you,
Classic
buddy.
bye week.
Coming up short on the NASCAR schedule.
Ooh, hey, we call that a foul out, Coach. A foul out. The ball, it just, the catcher had to go back and catch it. He caught it, and he gone.
Hey,
but look,
Mr.
good to hear from you guys. Have a good week.
All right.
Take care. Who dat?
Thanks, Devin.
Later.
Appreciate it. Devin, I know, is a big college baseball fan, and we had the NBC tournament over the weekend. Santa Barbara Foresters get, I believe, their 11th title at the NBC tournament. That was a lot of fun calling all those games, and they had guys up and down the roster, D1 guys that it's fun to see those baseball players in Wichita at the end of every summer. So the NBC raving success, if you ask me. We had Andy Stats and Jacob Zimmerman out there at the championship game at Equity Bank Park. Sounds like they had a good call, so that was a lot of fun. Now, we've got a comment here on YouTube, Chuck. It says, Chuck, happy about getting Clowney back? Question mark.
Yeah,
Clowney?
I'm real happy about J.D. Clowney re-signing with the Texans for this season, 1-year deal. Now, I'm realistic. It's not like they're going to all of a sudden try to get exotic with, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. and Clowney all at one time on the defensive line. This was done for two reasons. Clowney's, at this point in his career, great depth piece, and which behind Hunter and Anderson Jr., the Texans didn't have a lot of depth at that specific spot. Now they immediately fix that need. And like you pointed out, Clowney's a great run stopper. Good third down guy, especially third and short situations. You can rotate him in with Anderson and Hunter, help keep those guys fresh. When Clowney can be, hopefully there's times at points this season he can be one of those I'm as good once as I ever was type of players. And come in to spell those guys, maybe a little bit fresher.
Light up a Michigan running back, make him fumble, and then that'll parlay him into a $50 million contract or something.
Well,
kind of like making him the first overall pick.
I don't know about all that.
No, listen, Clowney has been a serviceable, good player in the NFL throughout his career. He hasn't been the number one overall pick. He hasn't been what people expected from a pass rush perspective, but he's been. He's a really good run stopper. That's a good addition for the Texans. I never heard anybody call him J.D. Clowney though.
It was a Freudian slip.
I liked it. Listen, shorten it up. Give him a nickname, J.D. Clowney. But that'll be a lot of fun. Devin says, alley-oop, NBA Jam, tight end. Never forget the legacy hit in the Outback Bowl versus Michigan. Mm-hmm. I hadn't even seen it when I said it, Devin. We're on the same page here. But, yeah, he says Clowney's been on 6 teams, which like 6 teams. We don't know the exact number, but he has bounced around a lot since that number 1 overall pick. That's for sure. What else caught your eye this weekend, Chuck?
Well, other than the fact that, the Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers and take advantage of things that other teams in the MLB can't. And, it's just.
The Dodgers, yeah. Hey,
Dodgers going to Dodger.
Dodgers are going to Dodger. I got a new notification just across my phone while we were sitting here that the Phillies are acquiring second baseman Luis Arraez in a trade with the Giants. Trade deadline is in full force. It's heating up. There's going to be a lot of different things going on this afternoon with baseball, and we'll have it all for you on the game plan. Trade deadline's at 5 Central, so it's gonna close out while Jay-Z and I are on the air later this afternoon. So listen, baseball trade deadline. It's kind of the signal of pay attention to baseball now, but it's also enters August, which is the dog days of summer in baseball. So I think all these guys are going to find their new teams, settle in, and then people are going to kind of quit paying attention for a while. Then September's going to hit. You're going to have some pennant races, and then it'll be October and playoff baseball before you know it. But it'll be drowned out pretty hard by a little something we like to call the NFL season.
Yeah.
It's a good show today, Chuck.
Very well.
You guys had a great show. I had a solid 2 segments.
You come in here, just knocked it out of the park.
Came
in
in hot, man. Hey, listen, I didn't have the first 2 hours of wear and tear on my vocal cords, and I was ready to go these last 2 segments. But
fresh legs.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Fresh legs it is. Thanks for listening to 1410 AM, 93.9 FM, KGSO. More sports talk on the way. Thanks for tuning into the game plan. We'll see you next time.
Your latest news on KGSO.
From the news desk, I'm Andy Hoosier. Tomorrow is officially primary election day across the state of Kansas, but for one community in the city of El Dorado, residents will also have an additional ballot initiative to vote on, including a proposal for a 1% sales tax that would support the Susan B. Anthony